man. It's good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
Let's get to it, bro. So I know you said you are a TFT Challenger player, former Challenger player. Master GM now, right?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah. Something like that.
go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I play strategy games a
Tell
little
the people.
bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I guess just to let your chatters know, I played Hearthstone, hit Legend in that. Played TFT, hit Challenger in that. Um, Played Pokemon TCG Pocket, hit Master Ball in that. So yeah, it's just been around strategy games for a while, both old and new, and currently addicted to the Bazaar. I've only been playing for 2 weeks, however, so trying to get better
What
at
are
the
your
game.
hours at by now, though?
Yeah, let me
Hey,
check.
Pokemon fans.
Let's see what we got. I have 209 hours logged, 217
Damn,
games
in
played.
2 weeks, bro. Just for some context, guys, I've been playing since November. Although I do spend a lot of time coaching, but this man is a beast. Look at this. 400 hours.
Okay.
So this guy's insane, dude. This guy's cooking.
I also play
Yeah.
Path of Exile, so I'm no stranger to grinds. So
Oh, sick. You're playing PoE too?
I played a little bit of PoE 2, didn't enjoy it as much as PoE 1. That's a conversation for another time, but it's yeah. I
Yeah.
suffice it to say that I am no stranger to grinding, and yeah, like in
You
gaming
like
in
to tinker
general.
and cook too if you play PoE 1. You got an engineering degree or something.
Yeah, pretty much computer science, but yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
I guess for the sake of my chat, I just started up my stream, so people are kind of trickling in. But if you can, could you
Cool.
maybe like introduce yourself, kind of like what your main character is, maybe, and like where people can find you, maybe your background in strategy games, that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I also played Hearthstone. I never hit Legend, but I was playing that like back in beta. I think I got to like rank 2 or 1 before, but just never made that extra push. Also, my name is BabaDenaar. I guess I should have started with that before my credentials. But yeah, I've been playing Bazaar since the closed beta and just saw that a ton of players were like, dude, how do you play this game? I don't understand it. This game's trash, blah, blah, blah. And like it's because it's a really tough game that requires a lot of like trial and error. I think people also typically, in like TCGs nowadays, like just kind of mimicking what builds work and what the meta is how you win, and it's really hard to make your own stuff that's like competitive at that level.
Sure.
So I think this game is very opposite of that, and it takes people to like a really uncomfortable place for that reason because they just have no clue how other players are doing, the crazy stuff they do in building these crazy boards. So, I started this coaching thing a couple months ago to just kind of, connect with the community and enable them, give them the tools they need to kind of understand this game just because I absolutely love this game. So yeah, dude, I've been playing for about 6 months, but play a lot of TCGs and auto battlers. I was in a TFT for a bit. I never got too far, maybe Emerald or something.
Okay.
And then Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, Slay the Spire. I'm in all kinds of shenanigans.
Yeah, it seems like we're kind of similarly aligned in terms of like strategy or strategy adjacent type games, right? So
Yeah, it's cool. It feels like there's a lot of the people I meet have very similar gaming interests, which is cool.
yeah, I also outside of gaming, I play poker as well. So it's like I feel like these things
Oh,
kind of
nice.
like all kind of coincide. Like these
Right.
trying to make the best decision possible with the information given. The trial and error, learning things. Right. It attracts a certain type of person, I would say, and yeah, we're like-minded individuals.
Yeah, and well, you were super analytical too. I can tell you play at the top level because you were thinking already in 2 weeks. This guy's thinking of like percentages and oh, I could potentially get these options. Like you already have your options essentially memorized at this stage, which is huge this early on. And I could tell you've dissected a lot of these strategy games because if you've only been playing a couple weeks, granted you put a lot of hours in, but that means you went straight to like learn those things. So hopefully I can just help teach you maybe some fundamentals on the way, and fill in some gaps in your knowledge and give you some new tools to take on your journey. We kind of had a pseudo coaching session on your stream the other day, yeah. That was
Yeah, a
fun.
little bit. You dropped by. I appreciate that, and we kind of talked a little bit, wax philosophical about the efficacy of what a snowmobile or something.
Yeah, yeah. No, I was very impressed with how deep your logic was already, with the game. So it's always cool to coach people that are like, really good at other strategy games, because I can just translate for them, very easily. You speak the language, you know what I mean? So I'm pumped for this one.
Cool, cool. Well, yeah, pumped to be here. Thanks a lot for kind of introducing yourself. And if you don't mind, I will probably end up posting this to YouTube, and
Oh,
obviously
please, yeah, yeah.
give all your links
I
and
would be
bios and whatnot. Sure.
Yeah, I would be doing the same. I was just talking to my wife about how I need to be better about my editing posting timeline. So would love to post this as well if that's cool, and I'll make sure to shout you out, all that good stuff. The homies
Cool.
in the Discord already know who you are. So
Sounds great. All right.
yeah, cool beans,
So
man.
I am sharing my screen. Can you see it all right?
You loud and clear.
Okay. Hop into a game. I have my first free ranked game of the day. I don't know. Should we gamble? Should we
Love
gamble my
that.
ranked?
Oh, dude, we always play rank. Get out of here.
Okay. Yeah,
Get out of here.
I'm a new player. I'm actually trying to do this game completely free to play. Like I'm trying to hit legend
Yeah.
as a free to play player. And so, these rank tickets are like, my currency right now.
So actually, when everybody was freaking out about how this game is pay to win and blah blah blah, I
Yeah.
was free to. I bought the pass, but not the one that gave you cards. So all I got was extra XP and chests and things.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
I hit legend in. I went from bronze 1 to legend in literally a week, free to play.
Nice.
So debunks that theory, and especially now that they've changed the monetization, it's even more so like like if you get the pass, it just gives you enough gems to go infinite quickly.
Gotcha.
If you want to grind for legend, I would like recommend go through the pass, save up your tickets until you're like, okay, I understand this on like a general level. Like I
Sure.
understand this game, and this season I'm going for it, and then you'll have extra tickets to play with and maybe some gems. But
Yeah, I found that odd
yeah,
as like a new player. My gems were kind of at odds between unlocking the new characters or like trying to free roll my ranked experience.
Mhm.
So I was just
Yeah.
like, now I'm at a point where I'm just gonna like save up all my gems, try and unlock Dooley, and then maybe save up some gems for whatever the next character is, and then use everything that's like extra to that to like more or less free roll ranked.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. If you bought the pass for one season and played like you did, I mean, you would. I got like 20,000 gems for the season I hit
Gotcha.
legend.
Gotcha.
So for $10, like I'll take it.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and also when you do unlock Dooley, let me know. We'll do this again because that's my boy. Would love to,
Yeah, I see that
show you the
earlier.
ropes on
What? So
him.
is that your main character? Dooley's like your
Yeah, that's my. I started Vanessa. I've got. I'd probably say Mock is my least comfortable character. Pig would come after that, but it's a pretty skewed difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I started with Vanessa, and then I really like. I feel like I got to like a high level of proficiency with Dooley. And I'll go back and forth now, but I think I'm most comfortable on him, but very comfortable on Vanessa as well.
Okay. Yeah, my
Yeah.
best performing character is actually Pig, but I view Vanessa
Yeah.
as maybe the highest skill cap champion right now. She has like what I would say is like the most lines in the end game, and then like a lot of variance in terms of like how to play her. Like you're kind of pivoting all the time. You're holding a lot of items to hedge, whereas like with Pig, it's like okay, I got locked into value stacking, or I high rolled a Jabalian drum or something. I'm gonna hard force that line, and so it's a little like even though my stats are great on Pig, I don't view him as like a better character, and so like I don't know we. Maybe this is a discussion for another time, but like talking kind of high
Yeah, we
level
can
like
go
meta
through it
stuff.
all if you've got the time for it. Don't feel like you need to hold back. Like I said, I don't have another student
Okay.
after, so it's up to you how deep you want to go on it. But I love to talk about this stuff, so I got time. speak your
Yeah,
mind on it.
yeah. So I don't have like a preference to characters. Like I'm the type of player that will just play what I think is best in a
Hmm.
ranked environment. So if I objectively think that income Vanessa is like the best thing to do, I will like hard force it until I get very good at it, and then
Yeah.
like yeah, as the meta changes, as a patch changes, like yeah, I like maybe Mac self poison Mac will be OP for a patch because peace rot and a couple items are just overtuned, and then so I'll force myself to kind of learn those lines, and I don't have any kind of like emotional attachment to any of the characters. It'd be
I
like me
get
playing
that.
poker and being like emotionally attached to like the ace of spades or something. Like I don't care. They're just tools for me to like achieve victory, right? That's kind of the way that I
Right.
see the game.
So it's like what's exciting for you is like making the correct decisions, is what it sounds like.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. So like even if even if I end up losing the hand, like if I got it in good, aces versus kings, like sure I'm gonna lose 20% of the time, but like I can be happy with myself knowing that I made a good decision. Do you know what I mean?
Right. No, totally, dude. Totally. I
Okay.
think like, it's always a balance of like, play what you enjoy, obviously. But like I think the tough thing with meta in this game is just that there is no meta per se. There is what's good for the patch potentially or combos people put together, but you
Sure.
can't really force builds in this game. So I think like I
Right.
would put an emphasis on, just understanding the systems of the game, how burn versus poison works, haste versus slow, like just different things like that. And then as you start to piece those together and understand, hey, what's strong on like what days, and that changes patch to patch, right? So it's like an
Yeah.
ongoing journey. But I think the more comfortable you are building a board out of nothing and understanding like what items can be your centerpiece items, and what you maybe want to build around, and getting a better lens to like identify that, and that just comes with time and practice. Like you use an item and you see where it fits in and on what day it's strong, and you see, okay, cool, like this is where I can use that, so it's an ongoing thing. I was also gonna say, like, as far, oh, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, just as far as like each of the characters go, so I think Vanessa's strengths rely in the early game. I think playing her will it'll teach you the skill of how to build around one item, right? Like a centerpiece, I think, because she has a lot of builds that are like, one weapon and things like that, where it's like one item's your rock star and everything else supports it. But like I think as far as like the tempo of the game runs, she's really strong in the early game. Past day 10, she can have builds that are really good, but in most cases, characters like Mach and Pig are gonna outscale her. So like, going to Pig, he's got a lot of tools for econ. His early game is typically, going to be somewhat weaker than some of the other characters. You can't abuse it as heavily. And then, the downside to playing him is a lot of times you have to pick a direction really early, like where Vanessa is like you can pivot, your build very quickly,
Yeah.
and very drastically. Where I feel like Pig, a lot of his heat comes from taking an item and building it up over time. He doesn't have a lot of like just throw this in the slot, and it works items. It's just in my experience, and just to try and give it somewhat of a blanket statement. I think
Yeah.
dually you really get to, like, so where Pig you would learn inventory management and econ management really well. Dually you kind of learn, how do you optimize your board? Because he has these cores and each core is gonna do a different thing, and the placement of your items versus the core is extremely significant. Um, so, there's kind of it's you kind of get different things from each character, and Dooley plays really well into like tempo. So you have to like you're constantly changing in and out your items based on the day you're on. So you get a really good feel for like the tempo and the meta and things like that. Mock, I have the least experience on, but I think he just really kind of puts it all together, and he's got a lot of these transform mechanics and things like that. But I don't know him well enough to like speak deeply on it. But just to give you kind of like overall, like the way I would think about the characters personally, in my experience. So, any kind of upfront thoughts or questions on that?
No, I think anecdotally, based on the games that I've played, at least on the in the 2 weeks that I've played, yeah, Vanessa tends to be like I fear Vanessa boards much more early. The late game boards, unless they have like eels with card table or powder keg with a bunch of burn items, like I'm probably not losing to late game Vanessas. But like yeah, the pigs definitely have the better late game boards. Whether it be like a frost pig or what. I feel like that's the only late game pivot they have with like tons of econ if they want to pivot out of like a Jabalion drum or whatever. But you're right. Like he has to kind of put all his eggs in one basket early and like buff up that 24-hour fitness or the money tree or whatever he's trying to fix her upper, and it kind of gets married to that one item, right?
Yeah, and like he does have some options to pivot, but like it's not as easy as, just swapping the weapon, swapping your cutlass to a sniper or, things like that, like with Vanessa, where I feel like she has a lot more interchangeable tools, as does Dooley. Pig has some, but usually you need an item that you're really focused on. You know.
So between given what you said about how your priority should be like winning early with Vanessa, I would say most of my 10 wins on Vanessa, or most of my 10-0s, I would say, so my diamond trophies, have come off of golden skill Vanessa, because that kind of exacerbates the early game advantage, right? She gets like a ton of upfront power with like a left-handed or right-handed or 6 initial whatever burn or poison. So I mean, I guess when you play Vanessa, what start do you like? And yeah, maybe just
Yeah,
talk kind of at a high level maybe about the 3 starts.
Yeah, I think I usually just say like the start comes down to play style. They all have their advantages, and they all require a different level of, they have their pros and cons, and they require different future decisions, right? So, income is always a great option because you have the gold, you have the purchase power, you have the income as the sustain, right? So you can just you're and you have no direction for your board. So what you can look for the shops and whatever makes sense in what comes, that's what you build around.
Yep.
You stay pretty cash steady, right? Like 2 income is not nothing. You got to think over, say 10 days, right? Like that's 20 extra gold. And the 2 per day is huge, especially on these early days. This is where you feel it. So I think that's always a good choice, and I think like where I would tell like newer players to lean away from that is you get really used to having all that gold, and if you're taking the income start, you really have to make an impact with the gold you're buying. You want to make you want to make that gold go as far as possible, whether that's like investing in, like an item like Cove, so later on it gets way bigger and you can either field it or even sell it to have, way more purchase power later. But you just have to, I think people can get in the habit of like, oh, I have 20 gold, they buy everything and don't really know how to make use of anything. Which is where I think like Enchant Start is really great, because Enchant Start kind of forces you to play around an item. So on Dually, like I love that. That's my preference, just because I think it's always a really interesting line of play to say, hey, how do I make this kind of, unorthodox item useful? Basically, it's like you typically don't have access to small enchants with most characters in the early game. So how do you use that advantage, and make the most of it? And you get some gold too, which is nice. So you're not as starved. So again, it just changes your decisions and what you're playing around. So maybe it gives you some direction, which can be nice, but you can still be very open with the small enchant. Moving on to the gold skill gives you usually like massive potential in the early game. Like 40 damage on one weapon is absolutely insane. But the downside to that, I guess the upside is you have some direction, and the downside is you have some direction, because If
Sure.
if you get burn, for example, your rightmost gets 6 burn. Well, now you need a burn item to make use of that. So maybe you get the most amazing weapon shop that shows up, but you've already somewhat committed to this gold tier skill, and you probably want to try and make use of it. So
Right.
that would be my overall thoughts on all of them, and I have like preferences, per character and just kind of what my mood is.
Okay.
But yeah, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, like, mostly agree with what you said. I would say my gold skill starts. While I have the most 10 and O's with that, I probably also have the most bronze trophies with that. Meaning, like, it's just
Mm.
high variance. I view it as like a very, yeah, just high variance play, high highs and low lows. Enchanted item, like you're saying, it's very, I think it's cool because it presents like a puzzle in these types of games where it's like, how can
Yeah,
I,
exactly.
yeah, how can I make the most out of this one thing that I'm choosing? And, like it leads to the most unique victories, I would say, because you can, yeah, you just normally don't get an enchant until level 10 or, maybe high roll the shop or, your resurrection event or whatever. But like getting enchant that early just leads to like just very dynamic gameplay, which is, as a fellow streamer or whatever, like I think it's the most entertaining option and most
Mm,
like I would say mentally engaging one. But like
totally
objectively,
agree.
I think income starts are probably just the best. If you're a skilled player, it gives you more chance to prove your skill through skill expression. And the skill expression in
Hmm.
this game, I think, comes from your decision making on like what you hold in your bag, what you purchase at your shops. Which shops are you walking into as opposed to like taking the free encounters, and like income just opens that umbrella wider. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah, spot on with all of those. I think like to put it simply, I think gold tier skill is a very, ooga booga like type of thinking where it's like, you get right-handed 40 damage. Oh, what's the fastest? Give me a katana so I can just hit and then you just like,
Just get
I think
locked
that's
in.
why
Yeah.
you'll probably yeah, you get locked in when you're always building gold skill. You might be making quick decisions and being like, oh, I just need this one item because I know with right-handed katana is great, and you're not really like, you're not really paying that much attention, if that makes sense. You're in that one line thinking. Enchanted solves is like spicy. It asks a question. You have to be creative to kind of solve that. Which is fun. And then I think like the income is like, maybe not as sexy. But it does allow for a lot of skill expression because you have a lot of options. So yeah, I think very well said. Really good grasp there.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just click on the income start. I think it's probably the
I
most
knew you would.
instructive for like a coaching session. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because that way it just leads to more like I got more shops, more items that we could just talk about, right?
Yeah, we keep our decisions open. And again, like I'm just gonna kind of give you some thoughts, kind of pick your brain on things. But at the end of the day, this is your game, and like you have final say in whatever choices you make. So
Okay,
don't feel
sure,
like you need to like play how I'm gonna play. I want you to play how you enjoy the game.
sure, yeah. So my initial thought here is that we could win any day one encounter. I would like to beat the Viper, so I'm a little bit inclined to go to Andy to cobble together a board that can help me beat Viper if offered. But a free silver tier item when all you get are bronzes on day one is really tempting to me. And so I want to click on Jungle Ruins here and take a free silver. What do you think about that?
I think pretty much they're both good options. The silver allows for more econ, which you don't necessarily have to play into. Small item shop can be really great for Vanessa, but a silver day one can be significant, and you have a ton of gold to play around in future shops. Right, we're at hour one, so you still have 2 encounters left, to potentially hit a shop. So you can kind of take what you're feeling here. I'd say go with your gut.
Okay. Yeah, so I would say in general the items that I like building around on Vanessa on early days are medium items. Things like
Hmm.
Langjaw, Shark Claws, Volcanic Vents. You could
Okay.
also walk in and get a star chart for like your future docks of encounter. So like I prefer
Hmm.
to click on medium shops, so that's why I don't value small items as much. If I already had like a shark claws, or if I already had volcanic vents, and maybe I'm walking in looking for a lighter, or going in looking for like small weapons to pair with my shark claws, but I don't have any of that. And like because I have an income start, I don't have a skill, I don't have an enchanted item to build around. The silver
Right.
item can
So
give me
we're open for
direction.
direction, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no,
Go ahead.
yeah.
So.
I'm just thinking it's just direction. So like, you know,
Yeah, yeah. No,
it's
I like
direction
your
and it's
thinking.
free value. It like we could high roll
Mm,
and hit something insane, right? Like I don't know what the best small silver item is, but or we could low roll and hit like a frickin' knee brace or something. Like it could be anything, right? Or
yeah, and if we go smalls, like it's hard to argue against just like buying everything, re-rolling, buying everything, because it's like each thing you buy is already, it's basically one gold. Because if you sell it back, you get one gold, and you have so much gold, so it's like, well, you have a lot of directions. So I like the idea of the silver, because it, like you said, it gives you something, it gives you a piece of value that you can then try to take advantage of like you would a small enchanted, and that's a great one to get.
nice, yeah. Mantis shrimp I think gives direction at the very least. Unfortunately, I don't think we can beat Viper with it because in 18 seconds it'll only do 40 damage, and he commands
Yeah,
75 damage. I
yeah,
think.
he kills you before the storm, but I think like the burn is totally, reasonable here. The left one does have slow synergy, but I don't think it actually has, like, the one slow item is like a 9 second cooldown and it's shit. So like I'd probably lean more towards the burn
Yeah, I'm
encounter.
just gonna just double check. I think Stinger is a 10-second cooldown for like one slow. It's a 1 second slow. It does 5 damage. It's
Yeah.
pretty weak.
Yeah, you
Um,
could get Langjin, but like I don't care about Langjin too much personally as like I'm not gonna chase it, right? If it makes sense, sure, but I
okay,
don't think it's good enough to chase personally.
okay, and so you're walking into Pyro here. I think in my spot
Yeah,
over
I think like
Cybertron.
the burn synergy makes sense more than like what you maybe would want on the left is like the skill, which is like when you slow a weapon gains 5 damage, but you don't really need it for Mantis Shrimp, which is the only direction you have, and the
Yeah,
slow he drops is a garbage one. So that's why I'm like, well, maybe we look for the burn synergy because that's another
sure.
thing Mantis Shrimp synergizes with. You want to stack burn where you can.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Cool.
Yeah, I think I might have walked into Kyber Drone if playing on my own. So I'm glad we kind of talked that out.
For
My logic for
Langjin?
Kyber Drone is that
Mm.
it has Ling John, and I don't view Mantis Shrimp really as a burn unit. I view it more as a like a damage unit or like a slow enabler in like the aquatic shell. So yeah, I got. It's interesting. So like I understand that when you have burn, you want more burn, right? So you can get like rolling burn. The burn doesn't fall off of the target. You can get bigger numbers, bigger burn, right? Just more DPS. But I feel like the burn is kind of like a lowish component of Mantis Shrimp, so it's kind of cool to hear you talk about like Mantis Shrimp as being like maybe a cornerstone of like a burn type, um, burn
Yeah, I mean,
style deck.
gaining 4 burn each time you slow is kind of nuts.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would immediately sell that. I'd hold off because it scales itself and it's really slow. So ideally, you would get,
right.
maybe volcanic vents or something to put that on.
Sure.
Ooh, this is tough because non-weapons are really good, but man, I feel like passing up the skill is really hard for me to do. I highly prioritize skills in this game.
Yeah.
Personally, I think a lot of times I hear the argument of like, well, you don't want skills early because they'll be bronze, and then later you can't get them gold or diamond. And like, I don't know. The way I play this game is I'm looking very much to gain an advantage and keep an advantage at any point I can. And I think you know, looking for the most optimal board in the late game and like the most perfect setup that's so unbeatable, like doesn't really make sense to me. Like I just want to get as many advantages as possible together on the days I'm on, like solve for my immediate issues and take whatever leverage I can on the day. Where in this
I
case, like
agree.
the
Yeah.
only way you can get a skill day one, there's no way to hit level 2 at this point. So you would either have to find this or Lost Crate. And this gives you the option of two. You have the friend, like, it feels really good. Non-weapon items is great. Um, it would really suck if you get a garbage shop next. You'd basically be sacking day one. But like personally, I'd be willing to take that chance for the skill option.
Yeah.
But if you want to go for the non-weapons, that's very much, beyond the W early skills scam or spam. Absolutely, bro. I'm with
Yeah,
you.
I think I'm clicking on skill here as well. I know that I can still hit a medium item shop. Unfortunately, like I don't have a serviceable like third item to play. Let's say I walk into a medium item, like it's very likely to be a medium item shop. I think it's either that or Curio next because or I guess it could be like JJ, right? There's a
Yeah,
few
I mean, it
options at
could
this
be,
point.
it
Like
could be, Barcoon and Midsworth and
can you
whatever.
get? I don't think you can get silver shops on day one, right? It's 100%
I'm
bronze.
pretty sure you can get Midsworth.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, at
Okay. That
least.
yeah. If that's the case, so like Kina is one of the best shops we can see then, right? In terms of
It is because it's a 2 gold reroll. I
yeah,
think I think the argument is that it is a 2 gold reroll, but if all shit hits the fan, you have the gold to be more desperate with the next shop. It would suck to have to spend the 4 to reroll it.
yeah,
But I think like in the case of that extra gold versus a skill, I like it, or just sacking day one. And then
sure.
against the medium item situation, it's very it's very much an option to go medium shop and buy 2 mediums and not use mantis shrimp today. So it could still
Okay.
it'd still work out great.
Love it. Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool.
Let's go ahead and click on it.
Interesting.
Final Flame
Interesting.
versus Right Eye.
Yeah. So I guess why don't you tell me where your head's at?
Yeah, my instinct is Final Flame, and I don't even think it's particularly close. The Right Eye is like if I had some kind of crit scaling, it's better in the late game, I suppose, if I end up in like some kind of keg deck or whatever. But I kind of agree with you in terms of skills. Like I don't share this thought that like you need to craft the perfect board and all your skills need to be diamond or gold or whatever. Like you need to take skills that like affect your board now and winning now. And I think Final Flame is like the
Right.
closest thing. And it not only does it impact my board right now, like if my board was, hopefully I don't walk into day one with just a solo mantis shrimp, but like it does affect my board right
Yeah.
now. And I think it's kind of where we're heading, right? Is like some type of slow/burn style. I mean, we still have a ton of decisions and a lot of bank, and then we can go a lot of different directions. So maybe there's merit for Right Eye, but
Yeah, I
I'm
think
inclined
like
to go here.
I think where my head is first of all, 1% crit chance in this game is not 1%. It's like the crit chance feels all over the place in this game. So having some access to crit really significant, especially like you want to have some crit on the board as soon as possible. So I do like crit. The other thing I don't like about Final Flame is your Mantis Shrimp already scales so much burn on its own that the
Oh, good
extra
point.
two
Yeah,
there and the extra two from Cinders, like it's not as significant. Like the way the way that rightmost burn item is good is when you have like lighter or vents or something that's going to be going quickly that you
yeah,
can then like stack that 2 burn on. But then in that case, like, if you had your mantis, slow twice, right? And you got to 10 burn, and then that 8% were to get you were to maybe roll for a crit, like that'd be 20 burn, which is like huge. That's why I like that. And you also don't know if you're going to field mantis shrimp today. So the argument
true.
for the burn is you already have some synergy, you have the embers, but you don't have the item, in my opinion, to make use of the embers. And so either
Yeah,
way, it would be very dependent on you finding something else, which is why I like Right Eye, because Right Eye you can go find anything. The Flame, you would need more burn items.
yeah, yeah. This kind of leaves me more open, right? Like if I walk into a medium
Yeah.
item shop and I get like katana or something, like I can kind of feel the katana and not feel terrible about it. Whereas like this
Right,
kind of
right.
like makes me even more focused, and I have no reason to be focused if I have this much money.
100%, dude. Absolutely.
All right.
The Bazaar is very much a game that rewards like adaptability, options, pivot. You know, being able to pivot. JJ's best case scenario here.
Yeah, I think I have
It
to
would be
hit this.
nice to be able to roll Lost Crate right now, but we need to fill our board. So you know, let's play smart and get some options on the board. He's a 2 gold reroll. He can buy small, medium, larges. Okay, lighter's interesting. I also like the switchblade just as a potential scale option. The shoe blade, not that interesting to me. But you can grab it just as like another small item to have because it is only 2 gold.
Happy to make a sale. Sad to say goodbye.
Hey,
I think I just
so
buy
shovel's a
everything.
great, yeah, shovel's great for econ. I guess what's the board? It's probably like lighter. Or well, yeah, I guess revolver. I thought you had one more board
So,
space
how
for some
about this
reason.
leather girl? You need
Yeah, that's great. And the crit chance on Cutlass is pretty nice. So okay, I guess there is an argument though for lighter being what is that? 4 burn, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's 10 damage. Yeah, no, it's not good enough, unfortunately.
Right, if it got me to like 6 burn, had I taken the final flame or whatever, 6 burn every 3
Exactly.
is like rolling burn, right?
Right.
So I'm already starting to
But
see
I
like
talked you out of
kind of
it.
the downwind impact of choosing right eye, and like there's
Mm-hmm.
no way I would have gotten to this board. I'm really happy that we took right eye actually, because like we walked into there and all we saw was like I didn't get events, for example. Like I saw like quadruple red items or 5 red
Mm-hmm.
items in that JJ. Sorry, I call damage items red items. Just these are the type of damage that they do. So
Yeah, I
okay,
got
okay.
you. No, I picked it up.
I don't know
Hey,
the lingo
actually,
because you're like the first person that I have talked to kind of about
oh,
this game
cool.
at any kind of capacity. So
Hell yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's just weapons, but red items works. So I totally know what you're talking about.
okay.
I was gonna say, is it ever shoe blade instead of a revolver? Because it's like double the damage. It also isn't ammo dependent. It's slower. It's almost half the speed. Um,
My instinct
but
is the faster item is better with Switchblade, but yeah, it's not ammo dependent, and I don't have a lot of crit chance.
yeah, so like you could low roll the crit is what I was thinking. I don't think your chances are massive to win today either way. But I don't know. I kind of am leaning
When
more
you're
towards
evaluating
Shoeblade.
items, how do you look at it? Because I try and calculate DPS. So I look at revolver and like I see it's 2 damage per second with a 20% crit chance. I know that it's going to gain 3 every time it attacks. Like I try and like map out the first few attacks. But do you have like a way that you when you're evaluating these two, how are you like what made you think Shoeblade, I guess, is better than revolver?
It's because it's close, right? So ammo is something I take into account because you could low roll your crits. Another thing I'm thinking about is, yes, the revolver can scale, but how many hits is it going to take, before it catches up to where Shoeblade is?
Yeah.
I guess in this case, it pretty much does in like one go, right? Because at 8 seconds, it's already cast it twice. So I think overall, revolver is probably going to be your better option as long as you crit to reload it.
Yeah, I can crit
Um,
with anything too. It doesn't have to be the revolver, right? To reload it, and we
correct,
have right eye on
correct. So
our
you've got
katana.
20. Yeah, so you've got 20% on revolver, 8% on katana. I don't think 6 ammo is going to be enough to kill him, and I think like you kind of have low chances of winning, in my opinion. Depending on like if you go against a strong day one, I mean it's either way you're kind of screwed. So I guess that's why I was thinking maybe Shoeblade is if you do, if it does go the distance, the game's going to go a little while, probably.
I feel like all
Because,
your
just
day
think
one,
how
day two fights kind of go to fatigue in general. So like picking
exactly.
the like longer scaling option is generally better. So that's kind of
Mm.
why I'm inclined to go to revolver because it just has faster attacking and like we'll get more switchblade scaling.
Well, I think the Shoeblade would be the longer scaling item, but I don't
Really?
think you get enough use. Well, because it doesn't run out of ammo. So if you run out of ammo,
Oh,
you
I
run out
see.
of
I see.
juice on your revolver. But like in this case, like I don't know. I think because if you think like every 4 seconds, it would take 24 seconds if you don't crit at all. And then, fatigue happens at 30, right? So you do good damage, but you would need to crit, a couple times, 2 to 3 times basically, to if it does go to fatigue for we'll say 8 to 10 seconds, you would need to crit 3 times to keep the revolver online the entire way. Does that make sense?
Okay. So if I'm hedging, if we think that I'm going to lose to most boards anyway, the ones that I can beat are probably fatigue type boards. So the shoe blade gives me the best chance to win on day one against how do I put this? Let's say I lose to 70% of the boards and I win against 30% of the boards. This makes me better in those 30% of those matchups. Whereas this, maybe I can get up to 40%, but then I'm worse against those boards that I would have beaten with Shoeblade. So it's a more consistent approach because it's non-ammo and less RNG. So I should just take the
thinking. Plus it starts
edge.
at 20, but I could be wrong, honestly. I'm sure we could sit and literally do the math, but it's possible Revolver does more than Shoeblade overall. I'm just thinking as far as Shoeblade starts stronger, so you do more damage. I guess they scale the same, so I don't know. This is a tough situation to try and call.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do the math actually. So let's just do it. Yeah. So
sure.
4 seconds into the fight. 4 seconds into the fight, this grows to 11, right? And then in 8 seconds, it will have grown to 14. So it doesn't catch up to Shoeblade just yet. Shoeblade will have, in that 8 seconds...
But it would proc almost twice by the time Shoeblade goes once, is the other thing. So I guess the math I meant is, if you were to use Revolver 6 times, that's 24 seconds. How much damage are you doing? That's 8 times 6.
Yep.
And then you got to add, 3. So 8 times 6 is what?
Fatigue 30 seconds in?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 30 seconds, the Shoeblade gets to attack 4 times. Is that right? 28 or 21? Yeah, 28.
I'm doing it by 24 seconds because the Revolver only has ammo for that many guaranteed shots. So if you did 8 times 6, right? Oh, that's 48. And then you were to add, plus 3.
Okay, I've got 98 damage for the Shoeblade in 28 seconds. Let me see what I get for the Revolver. And then I have to multiply it by 1.2 to go for the 20% crit. In 4 seconds, I will have done 8 plus 11 plus 14. That's 12 seconds.
Oh. Is my math terrible? I got 120 on the Revolver. That doesn't make sense.
Plus 20. It's 23. It does 93, but with 20% crit, it's more damage on average. And assuming average variance on your crit. 15%. So I think Revolver's just better next to Switchblade. I don't know if you followed the math that I did to do it there, but I just basically just took the time it takes for it to attack, and then what its damage will be on the next time, and then I timed it by 1.2 because that's the crit chance. So 20% of the time I'm doing a little bit, doing more damage there, doing the double damage.
It'd be 8 times 6, and then plus 3 plus 6 plus 9 plus 12 plus 15 plus 18, right? That would be the flat damage, because each time it gains 3. So it gain 3, which would be 6, which would be 9, which would be 12. You know what I mean?
So times 6 attacks, right? Oh, you're saying just take the 3?
Yeah, so the math I did was 8 times 6, which is 48, and then you add 3, because the first time it procs the switchblade would buff at 3, so the next
Yeah.
proc would be 3 more damage from there. Plus 6, plus 9.
Why are you adding
plus
6 and
12.
then 9? I don't get it.
So each time the damage is going up by 3, and then the next cast
Oh,
it'll
gotcha,
be
gotcha,
6
gotcha.
more
'Cause
damage.
you have the base.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus 12, and then plus 15, right? So 93, yeah. 93 flat, and then if you were to do times 1.2,
Yeah, I think we arrived at the same.
111.
Yeah. Okay. So the 111 is
okay,
better than
cool.
the shoe blade, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, because that would basically be like 60 damage. It would be 60 plus 18. So that would be 78 damage. The next time it would go off, it would be more. So yeah, it really is just because at 31 seconds, the shoe blade would get to go off a 4th time, which would be plus 32 damage. So that would be 110. So it would be slower overall. But if you get to if this never crits, right, and then shoe blade gets to go off 4 times, that's the only place it's better. You know what I mean? So it's like revolver's quicker, right? Like
I'm pretty convinced revolver's just better in all cases. So I'm just gonna ship this board.
Yeah, I think as far as
you can low roll crit here, but if I low roll and lose, so what? Like
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, we don't play for the worst case scenario.
Okay, cool.
All right, we made it. We made it.
King, not to squabble with nobodies. My fight isn't with you.
Because if we crit even once, it's already worth it, and at 20%, I think it's worth trying.
Does this even work? Oh, it does. We're against an enchant item, Vanessa, with Turbo Bayonet. I don't think we ever clear this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Unless I crit like crazy.
Oh, hello.
I just got a crit. Reloaded the revolver.
Yeah, so already revolver was better, so you were right.
Switchblade value.
Oh my god!
Unless...
No way you win this. Come on. Oh
got his
my
ass.
god. GG, well played, dude.
It's revolver diff.
Revolver diff, bro. That's why we do the math.
There's also a concept called timing, right? Where like maybe it was more, let's say it was more DPS to do the shoe blade. Because the revolver does damage every 4 seconds, it kind of prevents you from getting timinged, right? Where like, you're waiting for the cooldown of the shoe blade or whatever, and like
exactly,
like it's more consistent damage.
In most cases too, I would just choose the faster item. I think I just have caution around ammo, like to run around, to run out of steam. But I think you were absolutely correct in this case, and I think right-handed is going to give us the most of a jump from where we're at.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clearly right-handed. I don't even think it's close, actually. Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I think based on all the stuff you said about the burn and kind of the way Vanessa plays her burn decks, maybe this is something I need more experience with, but like you don't really scale through flat burn. You scale through like applying slows. So yeah, I need to value this a little bit less.
Yeah, right. Like in the early game, if you were to go, I mean, if you had more burn, maybe, but in the early game, if you go like, +6 burn, right? And then you get like vents, in that case, okay, it makes a big difference because in the first, 1 to maybe 5 days, you'll have enough time to use that type of an item. But as you get to the later game, yeah, you just got to scale it so far that something like that is not going to be enough.
Okay. Let's take right-handed here.
Hell yeah.
Do you ever walk into Lick It? Like, what does Lick It do?
So Lick It can be good on Pig. Getting 5 like food items can be good. On Vanessa, in some situations, like if I'm building Cutlass and I'm in a good spot with it, I might take crit chance and apply permanent. So you can So it uses the ammo permanently, and then when it uses all of it, it destroys it. So if you do it correctly and get lucky, you can use like most of the ammo and have one or two left, and then you can either sell it or you can also go ahead and upgrade it. And if you upgrade it, it'll add 2% each time, and the ammo refills when you upgrade it from bronze to silver. So there is a line of play there. I think in this case, I like non-weapons. You can find your star chart, your silencer, some different options there to, maybe work around this cutlass because it's a decent, it's a decent centerpiece. You could also find some like slow potential. Interesting.
Okay.
Come with no weapons, leave with big bargains.
Chimera's never a bad option, especially because you have the mantis shrimp.
Yeah.
It kind of puts that online. The reload flask, it's always nice to have some reload. I don't know you need it so much. Preservers, also great option. Gives you that extra bit of juice.
I'm inclined to click Chimera and then reroll. I just don't think Powder Flask will make my board. Like, if the fight is lasting more than 18 seconds for my Mantis Shrimp, then I've already lost.
The last one went about 25 seconds.
Yeah, I'm hoping by day 2 it doesn't go that long, but maybe it would. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't like Life Preserver?
I think Life Preserver is okay. It's a ton of HP, but if I had like any kind of shield or aquatic synergy, maybe I'd be a little bit more into it. Something that cared about like adjacent non-weapons, or like if I took rear shielding or something from the skill vendor. I just don't think it's impactful enough. Maybe I underrate this item. Can you like talk me into it a little bit?
I mean,
it's also 4 gold.
A way to think about it is it's like 60% of your HP right now that you're adding with a medium item. So, your board performed decently well last game with the cutlass and revolver. It did like enough damage to get a kill. So if you had 200 health on top of that, it wouldn't have been a question. Of course, they're going to be stronger today too, right? But, I think ideally, Life Preserver would be a good filler item if you end up getting something more in the like one weapon area. I also would say, what do you value more, the 25 damage you're getting on the left side of your board or 200 HP? And I think there's a genuine argument there.
Yeah, good point.
So like me, I'm probably picking up, I think Powder Flask at 2 gold, it's fine, to have the ability to reload. You don't have to take it for sure. It's more just the utility of it that makes it decent.
Yeah.
The Chimera does you can look for the slow line, right? Like
I think I have to click on
shrimp.
Chimera. Yeah,
Chimera is just start a fight is an insane effect. It's like
really
the
good.
only item that has it. So yeah, I love a Chimera. And it's a great item to like, have it like diamond, for example. So I think I like the Life Preserver. If you don't want to take the flask, sure, don't take it. But
I could take the flask. I mean, like, so what is it good with right now? It could maybe go on the shrimp. If I see a grenade later, I guess Powder Flask would be okay. I just don't think it would make my board.
Barrel.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it would make my board currently.
It's more like if you find there are certain items that you're locked out of without a way to reload them. So if you were to go for one of those or find one of those, you would have that option.
Okay.
You got your boy Arth Fails saying Powder Flask to me feels like a depth charge torpedo grenade item. If you aren't one of those, I don't want to run it. Yeah, I think it kind of falls off in the later game in general. If I'm looking to reload, if I'm using that to reload, it's probably earlier in the game. But you don't need it right now, right? Like, it could be good on Mantis Shrimp, but you don't necessarily
I can't remember. I can't remember the last time a Powder Flask made my board. I'll just be honest. Like, but I will buy it because it's a Baba decision. We're getting coached here, and I would love for the I would love for it to come up. Is what I'm
like
saying.
You're putting the blood.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like you're putting blood on my hands.
It's fine. No,
yeah. Let's run it. Let's run it. Let's
Yeah.
get that. I think I like getting that and the preserver, to be honest.
And the preserver. Okay. Yeah.
I just like the flexibility you have, and you have stuff to sell. If you decide you want to re-roll here, you could do that, and you still have stuff to sell. Like if you high roll, you can also just move on. You don't have to take it. You definitely don't have to. I just think it's pretty strong on day 2
Okay.
to be able to heal 200 like guaranteed.
Let's do it.
But it might be like, hey, you take you're looking for full weapons. I don't know what's coming next, so
Yeah. So some of the items I'm thinking of right now to make my board, like we have a little bit of this like slow aquatic line, burn line open, right? I still have the cinders. I guess this side of my board is this, and then I have like what I would call like a weapon spam type board, with right-handed, right eye, where I'm looking for stuff like shark claws. I think it's definitely a reroll because I want to find things like Star Chart or Astrolabe before day 4, and then like also there's like a 10% silver chance I think on day 2. Let me see. And so like we can high roll something like anglerfish or whatever on day 2. Like the chance where
I see the benefit of the preserver is like, for example, if you were to keep your cutlass revolver situation working,
sure,
you'd get some survivability out of that.
Yeah.
If you were to go mantis shrimp, chlamyra, lighter, powder flask,
fits on both boards.
Field it that way.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like it's an easy like swap in.
Sure, I'll buy it. And then I want to reroll here, but now that I bought the life preserver, I'm a little inclined not to. What do you think?
I don't hate it still because I think you talked me into it with the star chart idea because you have plenty of stuff that you're not going to use that you can sell out of.
Yeah.
So I feel like, if you find a star chart, it's going to be absolutely worth it. But at 2 gold, like you have more encounters. But yeah, again, like with the idea of Astrolabe star chart in mind, I do like it to get your docks online.
Okay.
And you have like stuff you can sell that won't hurt you. Ooh, fishing rods even better, honestly.
Yeah, now I'm like very inclined to go the aquatic route with like maybe just fishing rod and seashell.
Well, fishing rod is good for the econ.
Just in general,
it's not necessarily going on the board.
I'm going
like
to
shoe blade. We don't need.
I'm gonna sell the cinders into the lighter. I think it's like the best candidate just to make the money.
Yeah, and then you can sell shoe blade, and that'll give you your fishing rod. And we'll just have to make sure we sell like one more item at the end of the day, but we have time. Vanessa Amulet's also not a bad call. It's just like
kind of dislike it at bronze, and we're kind of broke.
Okay, cool. Let's move on then. Yeah, because we don't want to get like too out there with it. Slow item is really good in this case, but it could be garbage. I love a skill, but I feel like in this case, we really like. I'm leaning towards getting that mantis shrimp online. So I don't know. It's a tough call, but I would be cool with either. I'll let you.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
I'm
just trying to think what my my mantis shrimp board would look like. I think it's like something like this.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know if that's better.
If you get another slow item, you could then put in, that instead of like a lighter or something.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what bronze slow items. Like, I think we're very often just getting like a bolus or a grappling hook or something here. Could hit the chlamyra upgrade.
Bolus is really nice.
Bolus is good,
I mean, I feel like both of those, because you got to think it's 4 burn each time. So like chlamyra is going off instantly, and it'll go off before mantis shrimp. So that's 8 burn. So you're already doing 10 on the first cast. If you get one more, it'll be 14 on the first cast, which is pretty solid amount of damage.
Wait, bullets goes off
plus
every
15 damage each time.
Bullets goes off every 5, right? So I wouldn't
Yeah.
benefit from it into the second attack.
You would but the Chimera you would get two slows
gotcha,
off
gotcha,
of, and
yeah.
then Bolus you'd get 1. Yeah. And then even in that case, I would like be reloading Bolus. Because it's just
agreed,
an incredible item.
Okay.
I
think
both
he
are-
talked me
both
into
are
slow item
fine.
here. Yeah, I would mostly click on, I think, skill here a lot of the time, but I think he kind of
Yeah,
talked me
it's
into
just
slow.
like you'll make use of a slow item, like regardless. You don't know what skill you're gonna get. It could be poison. Ah, fucker. That's like worst case. Well, how many does it slow? Just 1?
Yeah,
Damn, bro.
it's 1 instance
We
of
got
slow, 9-second in.
shafted. That was like we didn't calculate for that.
I actually don't even hate.
uh,
I don't even hate fishing net. Like the piranhas it generates can be useful. It's like it's fine. But yeah, we're gonna have
we just
space
to
issues
sell
for
a lot
sure
of
with
stuff.
like 3 econ
yeah.
items. But
let's go middle. Either middle or left. I like middle because you could get rust, which is a slow at the start of the fight.
Yeah.
That could be pretty spicy here.
all right.
But left, the crab skill's always good too. You could get a gold item that re-rolls. You have options.
Would you run the cutlass on the board over the preserver just to end the fight faster?
That's a fair call. Because you are doing the 30 damage times 2. Yeah, I might like it.
It might
I
even
like
be
it.
this just to end the fight. I don't know. I don't think the fight's gonna last long enough
that's
for
fair.
Mantis Shrimp to
I
get.
mean, take your best guess and let's just test it.
Great. Well, now that I'm doing that, I kind of don't even want the like now it's like this. I think. All right.
Yeah.
In terms of my bag, I'm thinking of selling shovel. I think it's the weakest of the econ items. Do you like?
Piranha fishing net for sure.
Yeah, you don't like the
Yeah.
piranhas, huh?
So shovel can give you a small item from any hero.
Yep.
So like that's why I like it because it's like piranha. I mean, I'm rarely putting piranhas on the board.
Yeah. It's not about having it on my board. There's the level up rewards. Sometimes your rightmost option is like gain 2 extra gold for every friend or weapon that you have, and piranha is both. So there's like econ principles for that. But
I guess that's fair. I don't know. I guess shovel makes for some interesting ideas.
Yeah, it's definitely
is why
dynamic.
I like it, but if you think it's too wide, then yeah, you are pulling from a bigger pool. So if you don't like that, you can drop it.
this is the Baba run, man. I'm gonna put that evil on you, dude. We're doing the Baba decisions today.
I'm here for it.
Yep.
Whether we look great or terrible, I'm here for it.
All right.
That's tough, man. This is tough because we can go to JJ, and I think if we were to, we would really be looking for like slow stuff, or we could just grab a skill and see what's intended for us this run. I think a medium. I like the least a free medium. But it's not. None of these options are bad.
Okay. Yeah, I'm inclined to do skill mainly because with the life preserver in our stash, we can actually hit a lot of different skills. We can hit anything that's related to healing, shield, burn, or red damage. Basically, the only skill brick is a poison skill, right? Like, otherwise, everything else is useful to us. So that's why I'm inclined to go skill
I'm
here.
with that.
Mediums.
And I feel like your
can be
mantis
good.
shrimp, even with Chimera, did work.
Yeah, I didn't check the recap of the last fight, but he got 2 attacks off, and we killed him fairly easily.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go skill.
Give me something.
Arms
Okay.
dealer, bronze.
Wish we had that first. But,
It's okay.
it's either medium or small silver.
I think it's mediums. It's not close. Like, I really prioritize having a docs item. In the meta right now, it's like, if you don't have a way to get an EXP lead, like I guess because they flatten the EXP on gold monsters, right? Where everybody just gets 2 EXP. Like the EXP that you can get off of Doc's encounter is just like
Yeah,
exponentially
totally
more
fair.
valuable.
Totally fair. I'm a more of a dually player these days, so I'm missing my medium item fundamentals on Vanessa. So go for it. That's sound logic.
Welcome in, hon. What can I get you?
Hey, and you're rewarded.
I'm actually a little interested in this cannon as well, but do I sell Junkyard Club here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you know, unless you're trying to buff the cannon as well, would be the other option. But I don't know. Talk me through this cannon decision?
I just think it fits a little bit with like the red damage / burn shit we got going on, but I don't see how it makes my board. Like even if I level here, I think I'm playing like some combination of like lighter powder flask or maybe even I think I like life preserver actually over the cannon as well. So there's just no reason.
Okay.
Oh, delivery's free.
What do you think about this card?
I like the exercise.
I like him a lot. I don't like him that much here. I think with the econ start, we're already through day 2. Like you could definitely still make use of him, and he opens up some options. But he's not good until you build him.
Right.
And I just feel like you have some other scaling options right now. So I don't know. It feels a little forced with how wide our board is right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think we have like one of two directions right now, and it's like there's this like mantis shrimp line that, and then there's like some form of like weapon spam. I think we're leaning more like the more that we're crafting our board and like what we've held on to, I think we're leaning more into to mantis shrimp. That's how I feel.
I think
anyways.
mantis shrimp we can abuse more at this stage.
Yeah.
I think Cutlass can be a late game board. It could be, one weapon with star chart, but yeah, I think the Julians, I don't know. It just feels so committal at this point
agreed.
with our 6 gold.
And backspace.
I would maybe look. Yeah, right. I would maybe look to re-roll though.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too.
Just to see if
like
maybe we upgrade fishing rod or shovel or there's some. I don't know. We could find something here.
Okay.
Double barrel is interesting. I kind of feel like it goes double barrel in, cutlass out, and then you reload double barrel, and then switchblade revolver comes out for. Damn. Nah, you can't fit the preserver as well. That sucks. You'd have to get rid of the powdered flask.
Yeah, I kind of view double barrel as like a side grade to katana. Like, why is it so much better than? I guess because it's
just
faster. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just faster. So, and it would be 40 damage instead of 36 times 2.
Yep.
But I think we'll just. Yeah, I think we'll. Oh, yo! On second thought, the musket though, 200 damage.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts.
That's pretty
Like,
good.
You take out like switchblade, for example.
The lighter will reload it too. I don't even need to run the.
Yeah, you could even put a star chart in if you wanted, instead of the switchblade lighter. Well, you probably need lighter in. But you could maybe take out like, I don't know. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what goes with the musket. Like, is it like revolver?
I'm kind of leaning towards like. So if you were to put in the life preserver with the musket, and then the lighter, and then you could even like use the reload or the Clamera.
Well, there's no way I would. I don't need to reload.
Yeah,
if
I guess it
have
wouldn't
lighter.
make sense to use reload and lighter. You might as well just use lighter. Clamera is a little bit of counterplay. 30 minute day 2. It's not coach, it's university. It's good conversation, my friend.
Yeah, I kind of like this board with maybe musket over cutlass. The only thing holding me back, I think, is that the musket costs a lot. So like, I'm gonna have to sell a lot of stuff. I think I would want to right hand a faster weapon in revolver, and it also uses the crit chance from right eye. This would waste the crit chance, right? But
mean, you
maybe
could put
maybe
the
it's a better
lighter on the
delivery since I
right,
know
or
I'm
even
critting.
I feel like 200 damage every 6 seconds, like guaranteed. I mean, you would have to hit like, 3 times probably.
What are you saying? You want musket? Do you want musket in the revolver spot or the?
Because it would do 240 because it's 100% crit
Yes.
chance. You could put the lighter on the right side or even the preserver for the crit chance. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just
But I feel like musket on day 2 is like silver musket feels massive to me.
yeah. Yeah. I still think it's revolver on my right side as opposed to the musket though. And this is just
Well,
like a instinct
the
thing, but
only the only argument against it is that you're looking at 100% crit. So say it goes off like 3 times, you should kill any opponent for 3 triggers, and that's 18 seconds. If it
okay.
goes off twice, that's 240 seconds. The
Yeah.
revolver is going off every 4 seconds, so it's a little faster, but it's not guaranteed to crit. You know what I mean? So you're talking about 50% faster, but the damage bonus is doubled, guaranteed
Oh,
on the
right.
musket.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What do we
So what do we get rid of? I
Yeah, I
feel
think
like the switchblade can go. Um, I feel like, you could drop like, I don't know. I'm almost leaning towards dropping like cutlass, revolver, throwing in Clamera and musket. Is where my head's at, because like I don't care about revolver as much. Cutlass is a good weapon to build around, but like
Just
I
toss
don't
that
know,
over
not
my
enough to
back,
like
and I'll
force
pot it to
me
good.
into it. Yeah, and maybe even put the preserver. I don't know. Can the heal crit anyone?
I don't know. I think it's only for the shielding. This like below the line effect because it's below the crit chance sound like looks like it's static to me, but it could be spaghetti coating as well. So
Yeah, I don't know. If anyone in chat knows, let us know before we fight. Um, but if it is that, I mean, I think at the off chance it could be like
just put it
400
there.
heal sounds
Yeah,
way better than potentially 8 burn.
sure.
Um, but
Yeah, that makes sense. Just higher flat number you want over there because like who cares about the?
yeah,
I mean, the 8 burn
exactly.
would start like rolling burn, but that's not how we're winning the fight. We're winning the fight through musket, right?
Yeah, I think so. And like there is an argument to take like the mantis shrimp instead of the preserver. But like I just feel like it's not enough. You know what I mean? Like it's good damage and all, but I just feel like with the extra survivability and how much damage your musket already has, I think it's plenty. So this is probably the board I would run day 2.
Okay.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
My dreams are too
Getting in the gritty of the nitty.
to steal.
Oof, the heal.
This guy's board's
Let's
ass.
see. Every 6 seconds, he heals 38. I think we're fine. I think we win this every day.
I don't think it's
Oh
possible.
my
to lose.
god. You see what I mean? 2 hits. 12 seconds. Damn near kill anyone. Yeah, huge.
Well, I'll admit, that was impressive.
Ride that tide!
Mm-mm-mm. So at bronze, I'm not that crazy about loot personally. You could go ammo. You have some synergy. You have a powder flask to reload it. You could get. I mean, I guess you couldn't really get dive weights and stuff. Bronze I like just because it could be anything. But if you want an ammo, take ammo. The argument for the loot is like guaranteed gold. I
Yeah, I
prefer
kinda-
the item.
Okay, you prefer the
personally.
item here as opposed to the money?
Yeah, just because I don't know. Like the money's fine, like the loot's fine, but I just like the ability to roll into an item that I can use at this stage. You know, because your board's not necessarily like, you know, Mantis Shrimp could come out, Chimera could maybe come out, Preserver could like you have some options on pivots.
Yeah.
So I like the idea of doing that, and you know, I think I like ammo items specifically because we took the powdered flask to make use of it.
Really? Yeah, I actually
um,
don't like ammo item at all. There
you could just go bronze. If you really like
I think
loot,
it's
go
this,
loot too.
yeah. So I think it's
Yeah.
this because we can hit Ambergris or Cove for like econ items, and
Mm.
those are fine at bronze. Here there's like not a single bronze ammo item I want. Like it can't possibly give me an upgrade. Both of my ammo items are currently silver. Like the only thing we're hitting is like maybe like a bronze grenade or bolus that would like maybe make my board. Like it's a slight upgrade over shrimp. And we have the entire
It'd
day to
probably
get.
be bolus over the tool over the flask, and you'd keep shrimp. But yeah, that's fine. You could just go broads, keep it open. I was kind of being facetious. I was saying because earlier, you know, he
Because
took the powder flask on me, so I was like, oh,
yeah,
we got to lead in.
yeah, maybe I'm driving. Maybe I'm. This is more of a TN run, but like, yeah, I would just never click on bronze. Yeah,
This is a TN run, my
just
man.
yeah, because like
That's
I
what I
can't
told you at
hit
the start.
because I can't hit dive weights and I can't hit shot glasses. There's like absolutely like no reason to hit this. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
All right, let's do
Jelly's
big-
great.
the big difference maker.
I mean,
Bronze.
it opens up some boards.
Yeah, some aquatic action.
What's in the bag? What did we get?
Got a spider mace and a seaweed.
Wow, very interesting. Okay. Cool.
My instinct here is racetrack, but what about you?
I mean, I think all you can make use of all these, right? Like 5 regen, extra health never hurts. Econ is great at this point with 7 gold. You seem to not be that into ammo items, but you could go find like dive weights and shot glasses and open up those lines. So that's where
Yeah.
ammo items can be pretty spicy.
Just on day 3, my
But
silver.
you could also get that from a free haste. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly. So like the haste items are, I think there's less of a pool of them, whereas like the ammo items, not only am I like more, like it's 60% bronze as opposed to 40% silver. Finn's Big Bite I really do like on day 1, day 2, where like most fights go to fatigue, but
yeah,
judging
day
by
3
how
it
our
starts
fights
to kind of
right,
lose its gas.
the way our fights have gone, and the way it's going, where we're playing around this musket mid game, I just can't see regen being useful. And so like
Yeah, I like that. And
Okay.
I think in our econ spot and like ammo being 4 to reroll, like I think I do like haste a little more than ammo.
Okay.
Personally.
Great.
So I think you talked me into it.
Yeah, I will say also in general that nice, we had a fishing rod upgrade.
Hey, we'll take that.
In general, I
Haste items are
don't
great.
love walking
Ammo.
into shops before my PVE encounter, although I might do it here. I don't like walking into shops before my PVE encounter. This is kind of the benefit of econ starts, is that like when you go into a shop, you're very often just re-rolling, buying out a bunch of shit, and so like you can kind of take more greedy options.
Right.
You know, like your middle or rightmost options. A lot of the time because of that.
What's in the bag real quick?
I just hit an upgraded fishing rod off the haste. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking if there's anything we would roll here, but probably not. I think we're straight.
Yeah, I don't think mandala we do like a bronze item or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the gold option is totally fine too. But I like the Kino a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I'm inclined to go into
I think you
Kina.
have the purchase power to go, you know, comfortably buy something, re-roll, do what you need to do here.
Yep.
Okay, so silencer in, mantis out probably. And in that case, I would field star chart as well, maybe for the extra CDR, but I'm not positive.
But I'm
Instead of the
glad
left 2.
I bought this.
And what does that bring it down to, CDR wise? 4.6. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the move.
And then my lighter's reloading it. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a reroll? You could potentially upgrade Preserver or Star Chart. I'd probably do that.
Yeah. Is there anything else you're even looking at here? Like diving helmet or seashell? Not really.
I know diving helmet can be good in some cases. It's really a big item for what it does, in my opinion. You can make use of it if you already have that direction, but like to hold it to potentially look for that, type of direction doesn't make that much sense to me, especially at a cold.
Okay.
Seashell is decent in the early; it can be abused, but you're not running aquatics like that. Like this musket is your centerpiece right now, and it's gonna carry the shit out of you. Or looking kind of huge, yeah, bro. You ain't lying. Yeah, I like the reroll here into maybe some upgrades, maybe shot glasses. Like I don't know. Ooh, I don't think we can really make use of these. The crab would be a potential hold. Because I know it opens up the line for like freeze poison builds. I would maybe look to get rid of like, I don't know, seaweed, and then maybe the powdered flask even. I don't think it's going to go back in.
I'm so glad we could share this
Okay.
experience.
Yeah, this is fine. Silver Yeti eyes. I got your back, Arthfail. I got you, bro. Yeah, you should have no problem right side.
Is there any reason to go for
I'll-
rust or anything like that?
Rust could be good, but you're not fielding shrimp right now. So,
Yeah.
it's still good in general, though. Like, you slow at the start of the fight. This guy can give you, like, Uzi. He could give you extra ammo on your stuff. Bolas, yeah. Crit chance is cool. So, yeah, I think, Rust would have been great. I like the gold, is what I was thinking. And,
more
like,
gold,
Rust
yeah.
isn't like that significant. Yeah, he's slowing you, and you're still like you don't even need your life preserver. That extra life, man, it's so helpful.
Yeah.
So we got to make some hard choices if we don't get skill. Hey, seaweed can go.
Okay. I'm very inclined to click on chocolates here and buy gold chocolates.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's exactly where my head was. So
Okay.
let's look at what we can drop to do that. So I like the idea of the spider mace, to be honest with you. I think shovel can go. Let's keep spider mace. Man, it's tough.
I want to sell all this stuff.
Well, so jelly opens up the line into haste. Spider mace is interesting because it's just not typical, and it's something we could make use of. Like shot glasses, for example. Like, but we would need some other pieces. It's interesting because it's a mock item to me. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough.
So I'm
That's a
inclined to
tough
keep
one.
this stuff on the right to keep our
Okay.
like aquatic line open. Like the shrimp
Sure.
slow / haste. It's either going to be some kind of haste board or some kind of like slow board, maybe even like a Sea Dog Saloon and do both type action. The Chimera is great and obviously enables the shrimp, but like at bronze, we could probably get them back later. And like,
I'm almost wondering if like you keep mace and drop like shrimp or even I don't know, like jellyfish potentially, but I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna sell Chimera, we have no slow anymore, so I would probably look at getting rid of the shrimp. But then again, the spider mace and the shrimp have synergy. Would you use the spider mace with the silencer? Maybe like there's some variables. You know what I mean?
right.
So I don't know. I think like jelly is not that exciting to me. Mantis shrimp, I'm not digging because like probably no way you make use of it. I just like spider mace again because it's atypical.
Sure.
So you can do some things you normally wouldn't be able to. I think yeah. However you want to spin this, I'm cool with, brother.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
it's all pivot options, you know?
yeah. I would say the spider mace definitely is the more unique line, and this kind of goes back to like maybe even the enchanted item start, right? Like you get more unique victories by having a spider mace on your board than you would. Whereas I'm taking like the more consistent, like repeatable lines by hedging all of this aquatic stuff. I think you kind of talked me into keeping the Chimera because without it, I don't have any kind of shrimp synergy. The jellyfish is really important though for the haste board if I ever end up in that.
I almost value the jelly more because does exactly what it needs to at bronze and on. I feel like Chimera is good for the start of the fight, but like
Yeah.
you need it upgraded for it to keep going.
Okay.
And then I think in that logic, like I would just drop Mantis Shrimp and keep the Spider Mace because, like, I don't know, you're not going to use it right now. You're not going to use
Really,
it
I was gonna
unless you were
sell
getting
the
rid of your musket.
I was gonna sell the eagle talisman into the shrimp. That's how much I think we're gonna end up in a shrimp board.
Yeah. I feel like personally I would do it on the spider mace. And again, it's not necessarily for high roll potential. It's more so like trying to make use of what the game's giving us. And since it gave us like an item that we normally wouldn't be able to make use of, I'm wondering if it could be potentially a stronger line than like what we normally have access to, you know, because we shouldn't be able to use a spider mace in a Vanessa combo. Like, so there might be something busted there, you know,
Okay.
with like shot glasses and things. That's why, like, you know, I do like it. But again, like if you want to just take consistent line, that totally works, and then you could sell it on Mantis Shrimp. You just need to find slow one way or the other. So,
Right. Okay. Let's do the
hey, let me
Baba.
run to the restroom real quick. I'll give you a minute to contemplate.
Okay. I don't know, chat. What should we do? I feel like this is the YouTube play. This is for content. The spider mace. But I think the shrimp line is more consistent. It's already silver. I have like more of a friend aquatic shell for it. I don't think I'm actually playing solo weapon. I think I'm playing solo weapon for now because it's my strongest board, but I think the shrimp was more likely to kind of go the distance. But maybe not. It could be solo weapon in a haste board. Oh, I see, I see. The solo weapon in a haste board is usually Zorcid. But yeah, I don't. Yeah.
All right, thank
we
you
don't
for
have it
that.
yet.
I feel like I've always seen you as the type to do most consistent plays. Hey, bro, let's not make him break his wave then, dude. Sell that spider mace. Keep your yeah.
All right. All right.
Stick to your guns, brother.
I'm just the consistent player, I guess. Let's
Nah, bro, it's not even a thing.
I need one more
Just
rim.
like I look for
chalkies.
potential. Yeah, I think in this case, since you already have synergy with Chimera, I would sell Jelly.
I love gold
Worth.
chocolate bars.
Mm-hmm. Speaking my language. Ooh, probably just an item. You're too brokey.
Too broke to walk into mediums. I think it's either treasure chest or give one more burn to the lighter. It doesn't give it 6 burn though. Do you know if 5 burn's enough on a 2.7 to roll burn? Or no? I don't think so, right?
Probably not. No. I don't think it matters anyways because you're blowing them up with that musket. All that lighter's for is reload.
It's like a better powder flask.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Head into Kenny Fig.
Right. Any fig.
You should know.
Not worried about this,
I'm a
bozo.
legend on Pelago.
We just got
Go
chocolates,
ahead,
bro. There's no way.
underestimate me. It makes this more fun.
I'd be shocked if we lost. He has a lot of shielding.
Yeah. But oof, the life steal. How much crit? 65. Okay, this is possible we lose. We do have an extra life. But yeah, he needs to miss one of his crits, basically, for us to have a chance at this.
It attacks faster than me. Oh wait, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think you're. Huh.
Bravery without strength
All
Yeah, he
good.
crit
is a
every
sword
single one.
without
Lucky.
blade.
Happens. This guy got Obsidian Piranha.
Now this is how you win a war.
What are you upgrading here?
You know, I don't know. Star Chart's decent. Chimera's decent. Silencer's decent. I'm leaning more towards like Silencer, but um, I don't know. It's tough to say because like that board lost here. So now I'm like, well, maybe you need some little extra oomph. Maybe the silencer needs to go.
I like Chimera a lot. The cooldown reduction.
Yeah, I think Chimera's.
That's
Yeah,
big.
we'll stick with consistent lines.
I don't boast for myself. I boast for some. My work is for the glory of some masker.
I think this musket is fine, like a stopgap, and like the, you know, for now or whatever. But got a Richardson off of our fishing rod. Actually, don't even like this that much.
Yeah, that's about ready to go. I kind of like yeah, and dropping silencer and let's look for some other stuff. You could do life preserver for now instead of silencer. You could also do even fishing rod, but
Okay.
we want to probably do Midsworth honestly because I like the idea of selling out of our life preserver. We got our use out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have anything we really want to transform.
Yeah,
Like 4 gold's kind of low value.
The Grand Society of Master Merchants welcomes you.
Mr. Richardson. Ooh. I mean, I like the Salt Claw.
Same.
You might as well buy the Chum because it's like free money. So if you go to Barcoon after, you like get value out of it.
Yeah. It also gives
you can definitely.
a Piranha, my favorite.
That's what I mean. Yeah, right. Just overall. I like Salt Claw here, I think.
I've got 4 legs.
Sucks you sold Jelly.
I know. Yeah. We want jelly now, but that's what it is.
I think I like the Mantis more over there for the cooldown.
Oh yeah. I was thinking
A little more significant. And then the crit chance isn't bad. The bucket, the Chum.
oh yeah, I was thinking fishing rod.
That could be.
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to figure out how to make
Yeah.
fishing rod fit on my board, but yeah, maybe it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Sell the preserver because we're at Midsworth.
Yep.
I don't
and
think
I
we
think we
reroll.
would keep the rest. Nah, I don't like it.
Okay.
We still have plenty of time.
Agree.
Okay. Is it weapons? Probably. I don't think we care to buff.
I kind of hate all
the
these.
slow board's looking good.
Kind of hate all these options, to be honest. What weapons are we looking to hit when we go in there?
I mean, we could find like simply bolus fishhook. We could also even find like I don't know Tortuga or some shit and try and make that work. We have a few friends. Like there's some options, but like the income is terrible and the buff doesn't feel worth to me.
Yeah, the buff would be giving like some flat damage
Fly
to
chance,
musket,
yeah.
maybe.
We could also, yeah, right. Fly chance just said also salt claw and shrimp upgrades could be in there.
Yeah. Let's do 4.
Yeah, because the musket the 5 damage on musket or even 10, like it's too late to be worried about that for
Agree.
that much gold. We could invest that much better into one of our items. Okay, so now, you don't have any haste, but that is a good item. Nah, I don't think it's ready.
I think I leave and I don't
I would
reroll.
roll.
You would roll?
I would reroll, yeah. At 2 gold, I reroll this. The Jit's good. You could even take the conceal dagger for like econ and PVEs. I wouldn't here just because like you'd be spreading you'd be selling a lot.
Yeah.
But I'd probably sell like the little friend or the piranha for that Jit.
Really, you wouldn't sell the silencer or the chum here?
I feel like silencer is really good. in general, if you end up pivoting to one weapon, like having
Yeah.
CDR can be really helpful. The
Okay.
Piranha is only helpful in certain cases, and I don't really see where it would fit in here.
No, it's
The
never gonna make our
Chum,
board. It's just for the level up. On level 5 we get
the
a
extra weapons.
extra weapons or friends, and both of these are both weapon friends. So
Yeah, well then sell Chum.
okay. Or actually, level 5 is silver skill. It's level 6, so it's like, are we gonna hold on to these for that long? I don't think Chum ever makes my board, so I am kind of fine selling Chum.
Yeah, I don't really play around those, to be honest. Like, because you don't know what you're gonna roll, and like I feel
It's
like I'm
true,
playing
yeah.
more for like what's useful. And then if I'm not selling things if I don't need to, but
Right.
if I don't get a ton of gold out of those options, like
I
something
just
else might be a better option, anyways.
I've just had experiences where I'm like 1 or 2 gold off, and it's like if I made a 1 or 2 gold better decision, then it's
Yeah, no, I totally get you. It's definitely something to think about. I like the right side just for the slow synergy,
okay.
and I think you shouldn't have
So
an issue
little
beating him.
ocean in the universe.
No, we have too much
The
HP.
merfolk
Yeah.
will not be confined.
I think this guy preys on if you have like a lot of small, unimpactful casts, but we have like a lot of
Right.
slow, very heavy, impactful casts.
Yeah, like mantis shrimp should help get you there. There you go. One more.
It's a race.
To incur the wrath of the deep dynasty. Is it courage or madness?
Okay,
More weapon friends.
we'll take it.
Do you ever click anything but docs if you have a docs item? I don't think so.
In specific cases maybe, but yeah, I mean it's so good here. It puts us on level 5 at the end of the day. It's massive.
Okay. We're on the same page.
Oh man, I would really like to get chocolates again, but left shop is just there's so many good options for
Yeah.
us there.
Our whole board
It
scaled
could
with
really
haste
put
and
us
slow.
online. Yeah, we got to do it.
Okay.
And we might be getting rid of musket, star chart, lighter. Like it just depends.
There's a ton of stuff,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. You have 2 slow triggers. First opportunity to get +1 XP is always a must take. Yeah, totally agree, brother. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think very easily you could get rid of star chart for it. You also have the lighter you can, but the only thing is I want to re-roll this. So,
Same.
if you're uncomfortable putting that much gold into it, then don't. But I strongly would lean towards buying it and then
You would buy
spending
this?
money to re-roll or just re-roll. Well, if you were to buy it, yeah. I like the re-roll because I feel like, I don't know, it can be really good for sure, and it's fast. I don't know. I would buy it because potentially you could sell musket even, like if you find the pieces you need and it does fit your board better than musket. So it would be like buy it, sell narwhal piranhas, and then re-roll. And if you get something really spicy, then we would kind of reevaluate our board again.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Look at this.
I don't think I would have bought this anglerfish. I would have just YOLO rerolled.
Yeah, you could have done that too.
Because I'm trying to hit the large items. The
I think
giga
it
enablers.
synergizes. Right. I just think it synergizes.
That guy's got to make my board. Like I think it's like musket out for like Zorsid Bolas
Both of
maybe.
those. Yeah, I don't hate that. You also need to sell. Is it the crab? I guess it could be silencer and the little dude if you want to hold crab.
I don't think crab is gonna make my board much anymore. I think we're kind of settling into like maybe committing to some kind of like slow anglerfish
Slow burn.
line.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think angler can be really good at this point.
One less slow-mo in the world.
Yeah, I mean, this feels really good to me, to be honest. Like,
Board seems really
the
strong.
only thing is, like, shot glasses would really get us there,
Sure.
But here we are.
Positioning wise, is there anything like I guess
Probably want.
right eye on the shrimp or on the fish?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
I kind of like hasting your maybe your Jit Chimera instead.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
they go off faster and they charge and they scale Mantis Shrimp. Maybe it's Mantis Shrimp over one of those, but I kind of like those two.
Okay. Yeah. I can see it. It's like an enabler for
Yeah.
everything, right? So, like, getting those.
Right. And when you have stuff that has charge, like I'm not as like worried about hasting it, as long as my charge triggers are quick.
My instinct is to always do something like this, where it's like charge the burn items to get Zorsid going, to like like feed the Zorsid chain over and over to get as many haste procs as possible to scale
the
these
infinite
idiots.
situation.
Yeah, but
Or as
I
close
see
to
the
it.
merit to doing the to doing this line as well. So, all right.
Yeah, just because everything has synergy with slow,
Yep.
like other than lighter.
Cool.
Rally, men! Blades to the wind!
I like left option.
You
It's
like
not like incredible, but I feel like it's good enough right now. The other option would be re-roll. I don't like the other choices you have.
I don't think I'm ever. Yeah, I call silver
And I think
the.
you're too.
Yeah, I just call this the settle option. Like you always just settle for whatever the best one is, because like I would never pay for at this point. Like this mid
you
game.
can find the argument there is you can find like free skills and certain things at silver. Like you could even find Bloodhound.
Sure.
But I think in your econ position, like if you had more money, I'd probably say re-roll. But I think in your position, like I think conflagrations, especially with the lighter on board and everything, is like good enough. To just not stress your econ out anymore.
Okay.
For like a potential better option,
Yeah, I think I'm clicking on this if I'm playing
I like
solo
it.
as well. And just to kind of tell you where my head's at in terms of my board, like heading into the future days, I'm like considering any kind of like solo angler fish carry line where like the rest of my board is basically in service of trying to get my anglerfish, because we know we're going to get an upgrade once we reach level 7, right, for this to go gold. And so like we know that this could be like a cornerstone of our board. And so everything, like I think the shrimp and the salt claw are very important for the anglerfish board, so you can have like some amount of red damage to like break shields, so the burn can kind of go infinite. But then like,
oh wow, it gets 10 burn at an upgrade. That's crazy.
Yeah, it goes from 10 to 20 and then 30. But like, yeah, so everything, so like the board for me
there's
would look
a lot of good.
Yeah, basically
options.
like those 4 plus Richardson plus like I don't know, Sea Dog Saloon.
Even Chimera is a really good option.
Yeah,
Getting
dock
it down to
lines,
5 seconds.
yeah, stuff like that. Dock lines, tripwire, or whatever, like all that kind of stuff.
Is it ever? Nah. I was gonna say, is it ever haste lighter? But I think it's way too insignificant right now.
That's why I said my
what it
instinct
looks
was to do this. Like my instinct is
Well,
to
I was
just
gonna say
haste the
like
burner.
lighter Jit or lighter Chimera, just because now you have conflagration. But I think it's still like with how much shrimp scales off of each cast of slow, and the fact that like angler is gonna be doing 10 burn. With these slows going, like I don't know. I think it's not good enough.
I'm just a little worried that
Just an
like
idea.
the shrimp isn't like we're focusing on growing the shrimp, but the fight's not going to last 18 seconds. That's why I want to haste the shrimp. Like I think the fight's over faster than that, but maybe it won't be. Maybe I'm overestimating our damage. I don't know. Like most opponents are going to have about 700 HP, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could, if you're worried about it, you could also look for like adding in star chart instead. But I don't know. I feel like our board it looks decent to me. Like on this day, it feels really strong and like overwhelming.
Yeah, let's ship it.
But I'm not sure.
I may be
Let's do
young
it.
for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Well, thoughts on this board is like Bola, Zoarkid, Jit lighter out for Sea Dog shot glasses.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I like that idea. Yeah. Sea Dog would be really cool here.
I like Sea Dogs a lot too. We have so many friends on our board.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is doing what it needs. Perfect. Yeah, it was just enough. It was just enough time. You got the one cast on the mantis shrimp.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like we're just never going to 18 seconds. So
Well, you weren't going to use it twice with the haste anyways. So
Yeah,
I feel
true.
like that's an argument against it.
true. Nice.
But I mean, 18 burn, like that's pretty significant.
Yeah, I've kind of been underrating the shrimp a bit in the early
Yeah.
game.
I feel like I have been too, also. Like, to be honest. Ooh, ambergris.
Yeah, nice fish.
It sucks because small items are so good for us, but I feel like we gotta get that advantage.
Sea Docs, click
Yeah,
docs.
push it.
This is not complicated.
Ooh, I like the temp boost here.
Really?
25 damage on all your items is insane. Yeah, I like it. You have a lot of weapons. It's gonna do wonders for you.
Nice. This is a learning moment for me because I think I'm always clicking Mattel here and like trying to get anglerfish, try and get like a wanted poster or keg or something. But yeah,
You can
No, I think-
certainly do that.
I think
think
hearing how
this
excited
makes
you were for
very-
this, yeah. I just feel like our
Yeah,
damage
well,
doesn't
'cause
come
it's-
from that. It comes from like haste and slow procs, right? So like we get that flat damage after like 2 casts. I don't know.
But if you think about it, it's 25 damage each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weapons right now. So that's
Yeah.
125 damage on one cast of everything. And the idea is your board is decent right now. It can definitely improve, but in this case, like because you have that extra damage, you can let a board that maybe is a day 4 board, not quite a day 5 board, or something in between. You can make it carry you that extra bit because you have that extra like presence on your board.
Gotcha.
With so many weapons, you know?
Yeah, it's opportunistic, right? Like we just happen to have 5 weapons on my board. Like, ideally I'd be replacing maybe Bolus and GT or whatever for the Sea Dogs, or if we got it. But this is almost like a hedge towards us not getting it and having it still be strong enough to like win our day 5 fight. So I kind of like that.
And I'm leaning towards like the left decision just because you're running so many smalls, and I think you're running so many weapons and shield items that scale. Like you don't want to have to commit that much to the mayor skills, where you can scale them, but it takes a while. I feel like you have enough natural scaling on your board that it's not as significant.
Yeah.
But diamond small items, gold, or even a shiny fang that you could re-roll into another shiny small, like that's interesting to me. Arthfield has some interesting ideas on that too. He says Mattel feels bad, like medium items feel bad because I feel like your board doesn't want any more medium items, and I feel like only going after angler feels wasted, and then pivoting keg would be a long way off because our burn is pretty slow. So I think that's a fair, that's a fair take. Yeah.
I would have probably. So I like everything that you said about this, getting like a shiny that you can transform, the diamond fangs. In my previous games, I would have clicked Infernal Envoy because I've used Cinders. I think Cinders and getting any kind of flat burn on anglerfish. So even at diamond, it's only 30 burn, and getting like any amount of increased burn is usually pretty good. But I guess with conflagration, it's kind of one of those opportunities where it's like pretty insignificant to get that burn. It's just he's casting so much, right? Once we have all the slow enablers, that the little bit of burn that you can get from Cinders goes a long way. But.
So here's my thought there, right? If you didn't have scaling on your board, I would like Cinders because you need to find a way to close out a game at this point.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of scaling on your board as is, and like, I don't know, it feels like to go just for a potential like, extra 2 or 3 burn, whatever that is, like it doesn't feel strong enough with where your board is at. Like it's not a problem you have right now is you need 2 more burn on your anglerfish. Like your anglerfish is doing what it needs to. 2 more burn doesn't make much difference. But these options could make this bronze pelt, it could have made a really big impact like later in the game. I think a mountain pass is always.
Yeah, I don't think we need to discuss this one too much. I think any opportunity for extra fights, EXP meta, blah blah blah. Like it sucks when you get poisoned or whatever, but who cares? Like you just got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and even that, the poison can work in your favor. You know, it gives you access to first time you poison freeze or something like that.
Yep.
So it would be at the start of the fight, which is insane, actually. I hope he doesn't. He doesn't have crit chance on that, right? I don't think he does. Okay, it's a little scary.
Yeah, this is a silver day 6
fight, right?
fight.
Over.
Yeah.
Mm,
We barely got our flags up.
interesting.
Let's take a
Probably
trip.
that.
Oh,
Maybe over
Peter.
lighter. Ooh, ammo. Hmm.
I'm inclined to want ammo for like a future shot glasses or dive weights, but
Yeah, I
that's
do
kinda-
like that idea.
okay.
Yeah, I would. I think that has merit. I was thinking on bolas, but I think holding it even I like more because
Okay.
shot glasses or dive weights. The shot glasses would be really nice. A little extra juice on them.
I agree.
Maybe even shrimp in a pinch. Yeah, if we get to that spot. Ooh, is it weapons or chocolates? What's in the bag?
I think we have a bunch of stuff we can sell.
Yeah, what would that look like? We want to keep star chart. We want to keep. I mean, we would want to keep ammo, right? If we're holding it for
I
later.
think
for
if
a
I'm
later
going
day.
chocolates, I'm selling ammo into bolus right now.
What are you keeping?
I'm
then?
keeping Star Chart fishing rod and ambergris.
I feel like I would rather the.
Ammo over the ambergris?
Yeah, I think the ammo is more impactful in my opinion. With especially because you're not as desperate for econ and like I don't know, you're already getting to like more expensive shops and items. So it's not like you're going to be juicing up the value like crazy.
Yeah.
I think weapons is a fine option here too if you don't want to sell stuff. Getting upgrades on this stuff would always be helpful.
I think it's pretty hard to turn down like 10 to 15%
the
HP.
I know.
Yeah.
I really like HP.
Okay. We were just like very not defensive, so
Yeah.
like I have a little bit of defense with Richardson, but I like our defense is having flat HP here.
Exactly. And it goes back to that, that argument of why temp boost is good is like getting these little advantages. Like it helps you
Out to deep.
carry your board over on these later days where it might not be good enough, against certain boards. You have the stats to push it over.
Yeah,
the edge. This guy's got crazy health. Oh, he's got the knee brace.
Silver knee brace on his board. Yeah, I just never really considered temp boosts until it's like I'm on my last life, and it's something I need to be looking at a lot more. So that's definitely a learning moment for me is like kind of
yeah.
respecting that like mid-game advantage that temp boosts can give you. So that
Yeah, I mean,
very instructive.
Tempo Storm made the game. It's so close. It's heavily a tempo dependent game. I think if we hasted the shrimp there, it could have been enough.
yeah, I think so too.
Shrimps come back. Yeah. One other thing to mention is when you lose to that trash golem without the boost.
Oh yeah, we might
Without
have
the
lost the
temp
trash
boost.
golem without the temp boost.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, my rule of thumb on the temp boost is like if I have less than about 4 to 5k health, I'm usually taking damage. There's some instances where I would still take the damage past that, like with Vanessa or something, but past
Interesting.
that amount of past like 4k HP, I feel like the temp boost HP is more significant.
Gotcha.
I like small items.
Yeah, me too. I just wanted to confirm with you that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
We got a
there's
lot of
them
second
we're
Chimera,
looking-
by the way.
Oh hell yeah! Get rid of the lighter in that case. Yeah, that's amazing. And even like Zoar Kid might go eventually.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe we'll see.
I would
See if
never
we get in the
debase
shop.
my wares by haggling.
No. Okay, we'll take that.
Buyer's remorse.
I like Nesting Doll because it's a 2-second item. Just calling that out, but it's certainly not something you need to grab.
It'd
Just
be like
letting
a
you know,
keg item or something. Yeah. Like a.
Yeah, like it just like it does give you some options, having something quick like that. So I feel like it's not a bad pickup for 4 gold, but it's certainly not a must. Because you may end up not making use of it.
I just don't even know like in what world I could ever like it'd have to be like an incendiary rounds that's like enchanted with heavy or something for me to ever want that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, it's almost like you. Well, do we beat Trash Golem now? I guess we have more health. I like left because it's got that friend poison skill. I feel well. What does left have? What's his name? The zookeeper.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
toxic
well,
friendship.
Crook. Salamander pup's okay. Yeah.
I think I'm going trash golem here just for more gold and the shot at keg. Not that like I would like I want to play keg more than anything, but if you hit a gold keg, like you kind of have to play it. I mean.
Yeah, I mean the plasma grenade is really what I would like off of him, but yeah, that's I like the middle option.
Okay. Yeah, nesting doll is really good with heated shells and keg. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and again, it's just into the idea of like having the options when you need them. It would have only been 4 golds to open that line versus if you get the keg. Now you need that and incendiary or some other way.
Well, Vanessa doesn't have too many ammo skills, so like when you level to 8 and you get that like that skill thing, if you see ammo skills, like you're with a reroll, you're almost always hitting heated shells right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Unlucky.
It's an upgrade on Angler. Right?
This is a tough call. I almost want to say it could be Mantis Shrimp over Angler, but it could probably be Angler too. Because it's like 10 extra burn is pretty nice and it's going off a lot. It could also be Fishing Rod, you know, that's always an option. Gold Aquatics. Yeah, I think those are pretty much your options.
I'm very inclined to think it's angler. Like, there's no item in the game that's going to give me 10 burn on my anglerfish. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, 10 feels really significant.
Okay.
Especially with that second Chimera.
Yeah, I just
So
think
it's going to go off basically right when it starts, almost like.
It's also like econ efficient to like upgrade a medium item versus a small. I know this is like a small thing, but
Yep. Well, the most econ efficient play was the fishing rod, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all day we go middle.
Okay. This is our third time fighting this guy.
Okay.
They want to give me a keg so bad.
Angler doubles damage, shrimps 33%. Ah, fair point. Nah, bro, we want that plasma grenade. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it'd be sick. It'd be sick for sure.
That would just do so much at 9 seconds. Although we would need the cooldown to drop a tad bit.
Yeah.
To work right with your shrimp.
Some diamond feather action, or just put it next to Zorset or something.
Not even a battle? Maybe a skirmish.
Oh.
Sometimes
Is
lucky.
his salt claw out?
Oh my.
Oh
my.
Angler for sure, right?
Yeah.
30 burn?
What a
That's
high roll.
huge.
30 burn on day 6. This is the kind of board you load in against, and you're like, what the hell? This guy's got 2 Chimeras and a plasma grenade. Yeah.
Salt claw out.
You think
That's
it's salt
so
claw
good.
out, huh? I think it's actually bolus. I like
Nah,
salt claw.
you don't
a little
need
bit.
salt claw damage anymore.
Okay. Yeah,
the
you've seen
slow
slow
is like
procs.
way more. Yeah, and I mean, I guess there is an argument Richardson over that, or even like Zorkid over that, but I feel like Zorkid's fast enough now. Man, is it ever Zorkid between grenade and shrimp? I don't know that you're gonna get more than one cast.
Grenade
Yeah,
and
look
shrimp?
at the speed of the fight with Trash Golem after the Angler buff. It was pretty significant.
Is it ever
I'm wondering
lighter
if that's it, but
to get the Zorset going a little faster? You like bolus
nah,
more?
because the slow is gonna charge the anglerfish, and the anglerfish is what we're building.
He's the
around.
star of my show. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. I'm wondering if you put the ammo on the plasma grenade, really, but it might be too slow. It's just like if
I
the
dislike
fight does
that.
go 18 seconds, it's massive.
Yeah, it's true.
So I feel like day 6 it might happen. Day 6 or 7 maybe. Past that, it's not going to work anymore. So it's up to you if you want to use it now
I
or
don't
later.
hate losing a silver gunpowder. Like, it's not the end of the world. If,
Okay.
And if it's a diff,
Cool.
it'll feel bad to have it in the stash. So
Yeah, like if the fight lasts, I mean, and it's gonna burn twice, so it'll charge Zorkid twice. So if Zorkid's like hasting and that's enough for it to keep procking, like it could make a really big difference.
Shield's my worst matchup.
Nah, you're fine. This is you. Look how quick that went off, dude. Holy shit.
It's so much burn. Like,
Look at that. Look at that.
this fight's over in like 5 seconds. Yeah. Jesus
That
Christ.
plasma grenade doing the Lord's work. And it went twice. Perfect.
Yeah. Right at the end. Nice.
Well played. Well played. I don't really like skills. I like smalls more than XP because you're really ahead of the curve, and you really want shot glasses, but
Yeah,
you
we
could
got
take XP.
we got double extra fight, so I'm a little less inclined for EXP, even though
Yeah, it's always good, right? It's
Yeah.
faster in chant. But if you get shot glasses,
Good taste. Whoever said money can't buy
Yeah, might as
class
well.
had neither.
pesky Pete.
yeah, plasma grenade's definitely not gonna make it through. Oh, thank God.
What a
That's an
shot.
amazing shot for you.
What a
So
shot.
Richardson's out.
Oh, you think Richardson? I like Richardson.
Yeah, you don't need him.
Tell everyone you got it.
You don't think
He
I
had
need...
so much survivability and so much quick damage. You want to just keep leaning into slow right now.
Okay.
There's even like a potential argument to use the Stingray over the Bolas for the triple cast at 8 seconds instead of 2 casts at 5. And I think I would haste it. Yeah, actually, never mind. No, keep it like that. I like that.
Okay. I mean, I could haste it and then
it-
just make sure the shrimp goes off after the grenade, but I don't know.
I think if it goes off once, it's fine. If the shrimp goes off twice, it's better than the Stingray going off twice.
Yeah, there's also like an awkwardness where maybe it goes off before the... or the shrimp could go off before the illusory, though.
That is true. That is true.
It's like, yeah, the more I think about it, the more I kind of like this, but...
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll
Yeah.
see. Let's
Play
look
into-
at it
play
like...
into the one cast.
Let's look at it on the PvE fight and kind of
Yeah.
correct based on... Yeah.
Yeah, I think the shot glasses are going to be cracked here, though. Haste and charge, I think gold probably, or crit. Surprised here, to be honest. Like, the Richardson never leaves my board here. I mean, it's just like the shield is not that significant. It's a little extra survivability versus like speeding our shit up like crazy, you know? So I don't know. I don't really value him the same way.
Yeah, I think...
I feel like his scale isn't enough. Like, he's good in theory, but it just doesn't feel like enough. for me.
Right. Maybe if he was gold or diamond or something, but like I'm inclined to agree with you. I know where Arth is coming from because Richardson wins you fights that you shouldn't win some of the
Right.
times because of
Right.
like it goes infinite and like you're out of ammo or whatever, but he's still like scaling. Yeah, I like gold
I
skill.
almost want to say take crit here. I feel like you have no access to crit and you need it.
On day 7, our chance to get a gold skill is so low, but yeah, I like what is our...
I mean, yeah, but it's like, what do you need, right? Like, a gold skill could give you anything, so it could be good.
True.
But a crit skill, you have zero access to crit other than your right eye. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
We're just looking for...
It's just like,
It's a little awkward
Yeah.
that like my 2 payoffs are like one's a non-weapon and one's a weapon. So like, Deadly Eye versus Peaceful Eye or whatever are like kind of at odds with each other. Obviously, I could hit like
yeah, ideally you would get the
Keen Eye,
all,
but the
all items.
Yep.
Yeah, keen eye. There you go. Yeah, I mean, gold is the gold has merit too. Haste and charge. You could even get Bloodhound, which is incredible. So I don't think there's a bad option here. I'm just thinking like
I almost always
couple
go
extra crits.
gold. Yeah,
Mhm.
but I see what you're saying where like I'm missing that access to scale my board, right? Like I have a lot of slow enablers and I have slow payoffs, but I don't have like a way to exponentially increase my damage, which is what crit gives. So
Right.
yeah, I'm more inclined to go crit here as well.
Like only side is
Oh yeah, let's see if we get it.
Holy inexorable. I always auto click this, but it might be something else. I like inexorable a lot. It's like my favorite crit skill in the game, but
It is. Well, if it's your favorite, then fucking take
I mean,
it,
like
brother.
it to me, this thing just presents like if your goal is to get 10 wins, I know that I have at least 10 more fights, right? Like in me, so like it's gonna be 20% crit, and no other silver passive will give me that much. That's the way I view inexorable. It's
The
Tracer Fire
other
makes a
argument
ton of
is-
sense on my board
yeah. Tracer Fire is pretty good for you, and it also is online today.
Right.
And it's gold. So it's like, yeah, it's a tough argument. I'd probably take Tracer Fire personally because
Okay.
you know, again, it's immediate value over long term. You know, so
This is the
20%
benefit
over,
of getting coached, because I would snap click inexorable because like it's the crit skill that I'm always hoping to get. But
Yeah, I guess it's like, I guess the way to think about it would be like if you were to take inexorable and you lost today because you didn't have that extra like 10 or 20% crit that you could build up to with Tracer Fire, like,
Right.
would it still be worth it to you to have 20% crit in another, like, 5 days?
True.
Or would you prefer to
just
have
win
one
now.
today? Yeah,
Gotcha.
right.
Right. It's
So there's it's always a question of like, speed versus scale versus, immediate damage. Like you always kind of have to weigh your options and be like, well, where am I at in these places? Like you have scale,
like
you have some speed.
yeah, true.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like inexorable. Like I've clicked it as late as day 10. If that tells you anything. Like I love the skill a lot, but and like the earlier you can get it, obviously the better it is, right? Because it grows over time. But like the merit of what you're saying, like it totally makes sense to me. So
Oh yeah.
okay, we clicking on Kina here. Are any of these other options even?
Yeah, I mean, like you could go gumballs to try and build up some crit chance, but I'd probably just go Kina. You could find like a lot of goodies for you here.
Yeah, my whole board is basically non.
Deals, not war.
We hit the sea dogs, and we hit a fishing rod.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so we definitely upgrade fishing rod. That's cracked. Now sea dogs, I guess we could take out grenade, Zoarkid, Jit maybe for sea dogs. Oh no, we want Zoarkid. So I guess it would be Jit, grenade, and one of the Chimeras, even though it kind of feels bad.
Be like maybe this, and then I just keep my whole friend package. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you need 3 spaces though, right?
Right. I'm
So-
saying like Zorkid and this.
Oh, Zoarkid and that goes out.
Yeah.
I like Zoarkid more than probably Salt Claw, maybe even more than Richardson.
These things are gonna start scaling like crazy with the because this haste and slows.
Yeah, but
And you scale
yeah.
with both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that's fair because I guess if you have the haste trigger already, you wouldn't really need Zoarkid to be.
I mean, I think Zorkid's good maybe now before Salt Claw is gold, but like there's no way I'm selling this Zork. Okay, this is never making.
Yeah, you can sell lighter and the grape shot. Yeah,
yeah,
I
and
almost
then
want to say plasma stays in, but I don't know.
really over what though?
It's tough over like Zoarkid or Richardson. And the idea is just that it's burst. It's like when it goes off, your board explodes in that moment.
Okay, I could see it.
Yeah, and I don't even hate a reroll just because like you really need to upgrade your shot glasses. So I would reroll and just look. Oof. No, it's never these.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're good for a minute. Bonk is good. Rivet Gun has merit, but I don't know if it really fits a ton here. And then right side, you can always get the icy medium and re-roll it, but I feel more inclined to go Bonk.
Yeah, same.
No funny business.
Alright. My instinct was bonk, and I don't think it was close. Chili Charles is
Yeah.
like, it's too high variance for me, whereas this guy's like, I don't know, just
It just depends where you're at, really. But I think in a situation like this, where you're not really wanting anything specific or needing direction, it's just a great pickup, you know? It's always a good option. But like Rivet Gun is one of my favorite items. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, this feels like the board right now.
I'm gonna sell GTA, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, Bolas can go too if you're getting fatigued. How fast was that fight? Oh, I don't know. We didn't track it. I mean,
4
Dogs went
seconds, 6
once,
seconds, or
so,
something. Yeah,
pretty fast.
like that. JJ,
I think the
Fins, or
JJ.
Cat?
Yeah.
The JJ angle here? Or what are we flipping on?
Yeah, I think JJ is superior over the 5. Like 5%'s good, but you're talking like 100 health.
What was your rule? You said like
So
before,
that's fair.
like,
That was for temp boost.
Oh, gotcha.
Was the rule? Yeah. Yeah, I guess with Fins, like it's good in the early game, like like you were saying, the first few days for the regen. You don't have any heal or
Shield.
otherwise items, so 100
Right.
health is definitely great. It's nothing to sleep on. I just feel like, you know, JJ's. We would go to JJ to find upgrades. We would go to Mill to get guaranteed value for today.
okay.
So it's a fair call either way.
A customer.
Rowboat, huh?
I don't think I'm clicking on any of this shit. Like, I think my board's locked in. I think it's like maybe something over plasma grenade. Like, I'm not sure at this point.
Yeah,
Or-
I don't like the rowboat very much. I would like it's good in some cases, but not here. I would roll you. There's your salt claw.
yeah, and now I
Does
think
he
it's
go in over Zorkid?
yeah, I think so.
Is that what you're thinking? Okay, I
Yeah,
like it.
he just
Yeah.
produces a ton of red damage, which is important for breaking shields, right? And it comes at a
Right.
different cadence than Mantis Shrimp, which I like a lot.
Right.
So like you don't get
right.
timinged by like the I don't know, like like they burst their shield up and then like you have red damage at different intervals, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. No, I get what you mean. Ooh, XP all day. That gets us to 9 today. Large would be nice, but I mean that's just too valuable.
Yep.
Now this is how you win the war.
I'm leaning towards either loot or aquatic. You know, I think loot is always good. Aquatic, you know, you could find upgrades. You know, like the high roll would be like Sea Dog Saloon for sure. But
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
think,
Sea
like,
Dogs or
loot is-
Richardson. I think once Richardson reaches gold, it's him over Grenade. But we'll see.
yeah, that's fair. Oh, 2 anglers.
I don't need it.
I wonder though.
I'm thinking. It's day 7. I can get rid of this.
Is there a?
You're trying to think of a board where this is just better, like this or something.
Yeah, like what if? Yeah, like or even you take out plasma grenade, you put like the mantis ray back in or something.
I'm gonna keep it
I don't
just,
know. Or
and
even
then
mantis shrimp out. I don't know.
I think it's too
Yeah,
important
I don't know.
to have
10
red
extra
damage.
burn.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep it, and then we'll test it during the PVE encounter on day 8. Does that make sense?
Let's yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Let's sell the bolas though, so we have fishing around space.
You don't want to sell the Chimeras. I want to get rid of these. I want to keep these for the weapon outs or whatever. But it's just like a
Yeah, chimeras are great. The bolas, I'm not that into.
sure. And then just so we have a
It's
fishing rod
like
space.
it's really good early, but you know we're getting access to way better things. Start a fight slow at 5 seconds is better than 2 ammo and no start a fight.
Sure.
Ooh, we'll burn more. Jeez, we need to upgrade our sea dogs.
Yeah, the startup time's a little
Easy
slow.
money.
Says at the bar.
Yeah,
Another
what's it
round.
at in silver?
6, but it goes down a second
go
every time
down?
you upgrade it.
Yeah, that's insane. We need that shit today.
Yeah.
All right. And I like this round has been, like it hasn't been a streak. It's been very back and forth. So we're forced to play smart.
Right.
It's kind of. I think it's chocolates, to be honest.
Okay, what do you think of selling
So
this whole side?
so that's where I'm thinking like spices don't matter. The only thing it would be is to re-roll. You're not playing off haste. You don't need dive weights anymore. The only thing would be if you slow enchant it, but that's a long shot. I think the other anglerfish is not as interesting to me now, and I think the Zoar Kid would go since you really like the Richardson. Yeah, and I would buy chocolates there. And like it's not huge here, but it's just like it feels like your best option. And you can roll one of those golds if you want. You can go non-weapons if you want. I probably do non-weapons because you really need to upgrade shot glasses and sea dogs. So I'm liking the Kina option. Okay, hello.
Can I even afford this? Let me look.
It doesn't. We're gonna make ourselves afford this. Okay, so Sea Dogs is out. For sure, ski. I
need to
think.
make sure we can
so
afford it. Yeah, I think it's Sea Dogs
let's
out.
think. It's gonna be 2 Chimeras. Absolutely. Are gonna be in. So what do we need? We need 25 gold. So that's 8, 14. Hold on. Can't math right now.
I think I have to get rid of
yeah.
the rod as well. Let me think.
Yeah, probably. So that's 14, 18, 20, 22. We're still 3 damage or 3 gold shy. So we would also have to get rid of the mantis shrimp.
Yikes.
Yeah, that sucks. But is it worth it? Kind of feels like
I think it's too much to sell. I think there's too many fail points here.
I think the downside to it is shot glasses isn't as good. So maybe it would be sell shot glasses as well.
Do something like this. Because
well,
I need to
hold
come
up,
up with
that's
3 gold, right? So it's
8,
like what?
8, 14, 18, 20, 22, 24. Damn, bro, the 1 gold off.
You remember that 1 gold mistake that we made?
I think it would be the Stingray over Clamero.
Oh, interesting.
Should have sold Saloon, bought Cove, sold your chocolate after. What's the Cove at? Is it a bronze?
Thanks. I think I don't buy it. I think I don't buy this in my reroll. It's not our last chance to get it.
Call Agent Core. I think that would have given us enough. I don't know. I feel like it's fucking broken.
No, it's really good.
The reason is the start of fight with 2 Chimeras. It means you're gonna slow 4 times right off rip, and then when Mantis goes off, like I don't know. I
It's
guess
insane,
to
yeah.
me, it's what could get us to our 10 win. But Sea Dogs is it's doing what it needs to right now, so it does hurt. It just feels really tough to pass up.
Do I have to sell everything up here? Let me recalculate. What?
Yeah, you would have to sell all that. Or you would, yeah.
I'm just running a 7-item board. Oh man, that's crazy.
I mean, you got time to figure it out, right?
I've got.
But Chad is absolutely right. If we had sold the Saloon, bought the Cove, and then sold the items we needed to, the Cove would have built up enough value to get us where we need without having to sell the extra item or 2.
I'm just gonna do it.
But
I think I'm just gonna.
let's do it, bro.
Yeah.
Listen, I've had some games that I do these crazy pivots, and it makes all the difference, So sometimes you really gotta just decide, hey, this is the direction I'm going, and I feel like you can abuse this.
It's really strong. I don't doubt that. I kind of want to just fight this guy because it's like I have half a board. I don't know. Are we gonna beat the other guys?
I mean, I think you have no problem. You're
Really?
gonna do 60 burn right off the rip.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's see.
But it doesn't really matter too much. I don't think he has anything you need too much.
Pylons, cute. Oh, slow burn would be sick. Do I beat Burninator bot?
I feel like you do. I think this is fine.
Okay.
Because, like, yeah, I mean, at 5 seconds, he'll be at like 120 burn. When Mantis goes off at 8, like, yeah, I think you're good. And he takes a while.
This is a
Look at that
wild.
Mantis shrimp, though. Look at that Mantis shrimp.
This is a wild pivot. I don't think I've ever done anything like this before. I like lower variance, like more consistent plays, just in general. Like, and so like doing something like this is just wild to me. How he pays off.
Oh,
Yeah, this
I
is
can charge your Mantis shrimp.
yeah.
Ooh, 2 shops? Damn. I mean, fuck.
I'm too broke. I have to click on treasure chest. I'm pretty sure.
You could get a silver, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just take the item. We chill. Ooh, okay, that's actually great. That'll do it.
Holy. What the hell?
Holy shit! Yeah, I think you random anglerfish.
Agreed, yeah.
It could be the ship, but I don't know. I feel like on the random front, I'm liking the angler more because it's like everything is. I don't know. Like, hold on, let me.
Our whole
Let me
board
see
is in service.
Let me see the aquatic first. Okay.
No.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's perfect. Yo, it changes what it looks like too. Okay, hold on. Let me look up what's that thing called? Shipwreck?
I get 25 crit chance whole board.
Yeah. Yeah.
That seems pretty strong.
Kind of like that. But also I'm wondering, like, man, if you could get slow on that though, like you'd be in such good shape. So that's where I'm like not favoring the crit as much, because then you wouldn't be able to get the slow, you know? I almost like the random more just because, like, I don't know. It's whenever you use an aquatic, you do something. So it's like you're going to be using a lot of aquatics. Crit chance doesn't really help your
the way I
Chimera,
like
and there's
okay, the way I like to think about this is, do I have more than like 50% hits that would be good, right? So it, like, to do a random enchant, the one that's offered must be worse than like 50% of my options. And so like when I look at like turbo, obsidian, and fiery, and probably toxic, actually, those are maybe all 4 worse, but then heavy, icy, shiny, shielded, restorative are probably all better.
Yeah, and even turbo's great. So and you could still get crit, right? So I think the only bad options would be like toxic, obsidian's like fiery's but everything else feels good. Like even shielded, right? Like you're getting some survivability out of it, even if it's not much. If you find any scaling, all of a sudden it's more significant. I feel like, okay, for an effect that's like whenever you use an aquatic item, something that can potentially trigger so often,
Yeah.
I feel like having a passive effect on it is just a waste. You know what I mean? Like I try to make use of the enchants I'm given as often as possible. But I think in this case, like, it's just so good.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I'm doing this with you, because I would have taken crit, I think, if playing
Well,
solo.
I like where your head's at, for sure, because it's like you want to make use of what you're given in this game, you know?
Okay,
yeah, so shield isn't amazing,
yeah,
but, like, I think I like it more than, you know?
It gives me outs against keg decks now.
And if you didn't have any crit chance, it'd be one thing, but you're getting... you have your tracer fire rolling, you know?
Yeah. If I win with a 9-item board, I would be shocked.
Board is gonna, you got this. Look how fast your board is gonna proc, since when you slow, you charge burn item. This is about to be an insane start. Oh, what? It missed Mantis Shrimp every time. Unlucky. But yeah, still easy game.
I don't know. Well, okay, yeah.
Next time, boys.
I don't know.
Yeah,
We have 3,000 health and they're dead. I don't know. It could go any way.
Eels.
Yeah, fuck eels.
Yeah, it makes me happy to beat eels.
We're not scared of little meta builds. Ooh, portal. Portal you can get insane stuff at. Oh my god. Case in point.
Let's get those.
Is it mantis shrimp or is it a chlamyra?
I'm pretty sure it's a mantis shrimp, man. What are we talking about?
Well, you got to think the chlamyra goes down to 5 seconds.
Oh, I
So-
see. Yeah. No, I think it's mantis shrimp. That the red damage is too important when playing burn, I think, to get through shielding.
I on the contrary, I feel like the mantis shrimp could possibly go later in the game. Just because of how slow it is. It's great, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. It's great. You can definitely run it. I'm just saying, like, there is an argument against it.
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for the shrimp. I think he just does things that
it's doing work, bro.
he's doing something that like is very important for burn, and like if we don't have a way to break shields, then like it turns a winning matchup into a losing matchup, I think. What are we walking into?
Art is a big shrimp fan. I love it.
Yeah.
So 10 damage doesn't help anymore because we have 2 weapons. It's pretty late in the game.
Yeah.
There could be, I don't know, are there some aquatic weapons we might want here? Maybe. I think like the 10 boost HP, if you were over that like 4K area, I would be more inclined, but I kind of like weapons here.
You do? Yeah, I was gonna make an argument for extract because we're broke.
Yeah, we are, but I don't think we're broke enough. If we had 5 gold, maybe, but 12 is, you can do something with 12. Yeah, we'll take the JIT and move on, honestly.
All right.
Hey, when you carry my weapon, I fight alongside you.
We have enough health to survive Pharaoh's Con, and we have 1 medium item. What do you think?
Is it? I don't think it's medium. I think.
Oh
it's
wait,
one
I'm thinking of the
weapon.
octopus. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah. So Ferris Khan, I don't think we really care for him. The thing for him would be getting silencer for our mantis shrimp, which could be really great.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
other option is the Oasis Guardian has sleeping potion. Okay, so incense could work, but I don't know. I think I like the silencer play on the right side more. Yeah, I like your thinking here.
Okay. It's also the most gold.
Take no pleasure in this.
Oh, Docklines goes crazy too. It's aquatic, isn't it?
You bought yourself some time.
Your guys are cracking me up. Made myself an alt account today, named it Shrimp Top Only.
Wait, use my promo code. I'm trying to get to legendary free to play, man.
For what? Oh, for this game?
Yeah, it's not a promo code, but whatever it's called, the like sign up.
Oh, I forgot you get something for a referral. Holy shit.
You get some rank tickets. Yeah.
What's in the bag again?
We got the sniper rifle.
Sniper. Yeah, we can probably. I mean, we couldn't take the free option. I think chocolates is kind of outlasting its usefulness.
Yeah,
we can replace bolus and jit, so I kind of like mediums.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, like mediums has dock lines, I guess, which we would play, and tripwire, which is like okay on our board as well. But,
yeah, I like those.
I also like free item when I'm broke. So
yeah, I mean, you have 16 gold if you find something good. I think it's like my priority right now is replacing those with aquatics, just to make you the most use of it. But like, that could happen in the next shop, the free item.
technically an aquatic that slows.
I mean, 3 items for 3 seconds. It could almost be good, but I would roll this. The submersible's aquatic. Ooh, wanted poster. We take those. I would sell the sniper for it for sure. We're pretty late, but like we can still make use of extra XP.
You ever just put it on the board?
Only silver.
You ever just put it on the board? Or no?
I have, yeah. I have, absolutely.
I mean, like, yeah, it's a bit greedy. I don't know.
Shrimp Aatrox, that's hilarious.
I am literally the best.
With the way this run's
That's
going,
fair.
I'm gonna hit big ego.
Damn. You don't even need that shit.
I know. I'm just saying.
Bro, what do you mean? This is not a high roll run. We've been making excellent decisions and agonizing over everyone.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that makes me feel better. No, I think we high rolled the shit out of the middle options. We got 2 fights from days 4 to 7, and then we also
that
got
was huge.
we got
That
a
was
free
huge.
upgrade and we got a free enchant.
Ooh. Fuck, old Zane can give you CDR. Slow skills can obviously give you slow.
I'm thinking crit here, but talk like why did you like these other guys more? Like what are we trying to hit
Old
here?
Zane
Like
can-
aquatic rush
Old
or
Zane
like
can, like he can give you your aquatics have like up to 20% CDR, which would be fucking nuts.
yeah, barnacle. Yeah, no, it's insane.
Yeah. So that's really what I want. I think slow skills, like I don't know. I feel like there's not a ton that's slow, if that makes sense. A lot of them are like synergy.
They're
with
slow payoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm like leaning more towards the right side. Is like I feel like, and he has like some crit and some charge and some, you know.
All right, let's do it.
The tyrant can keep the 10 seas, and may his bones sink to the bottom.
Tough.
I'd roll. Ooh, right side and left side are both good. Probably the left side.
You like stunning
Yeah,
strike
we
more?
love a freeze trigger. Yeah, that's great.
Anyone asks if you've seen old Zane?
I would have taken, I think, the right side one, but cool. I do
So the
value
only
freeze a
thing
lot.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, and the thing is, like, our mantis shrimp is so slow that like we might not get the chance to even charge anything. You know, and
feel
then the
like-
other weapons, like, we're probably gonna get rid of after a minute. So like having
Right.
that extra disruption, with our board being more open, like I like more. You know.
I value this more when I'm not immediately slowing for things. You know what I mean? Like it's like if it's my first thing of disruption, I prioritize it really highly. But if I already have some disruption, then it's like less pronounced. I guess in terms of like, I obviously this is gonna be a freeze diff or something. And you're gonna be like, I told you so. But like it's just like
No,
one of
it's
those
not
like,
even like that, bro.
No,
Like
I'm
I
just
said,
saying
it's
it's
always
like
a
a-
conversation. There's
Yeah,
not like you don't know what you're gonna play, but yeah, if you slow something and then freeze it, you kind of lose the value off of the slow to some degree, right?
right.
But I always just favor any and every way I can slow them down more and more. You know.
Here's where the red
God, that
damage is
burn.
really important, so we can burn on non-shielded health.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way the shrimp is ever leaving our board. We just beat a shielded money
Yeah,
tree.
our board Arth fail. You know, he done.
It's just if you watch like
correct with our shrimp.
if you watch the timing of the fight, right? Like he's like on his first cast, he gets this much shield, and then our burn is like half as effective, and we're just not doing any damage. And then as soon as the shrimp casts and we break the shield, he's just dead.
Yeah, I mean, we also go up to 500 burn in that moment, so I think either way it was breaking, but it helps. Like, it's like you want something that can help drop those shields, and the fact that he scales in damage and burn makes him perfect for that, you know?
True. Small items
yeah,
here.
let's go, Andy. 3 hours late, still on time. Hey, we takes our time. Ooh, shot glasses came back, probably over bolas.
You wanna buy that? I mean,
I would agree to reroll personally, but if you don't want to, that's fine. You have 6 gold to work with if you do, and you could sell wanted poster. Oh my god, silencer! Yeah, we need that. Take out the jit, dude. That's so good. You don't even have to sell that.
I think that suits you beautifully.
Nice. I think our board's kind of just
Oh,
locked
yeah.
in. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to
Yeah.
find upgrades here. Now I'm looking for like skills, and I'm looking for like free options, and I'm looking for like anything that's gonna like I think I go temp boost here. Is that crazy?
It would either be item or just temp boost HP, which, you know, I think we're trying to keep, you know, squeezing in our last wins, so it could make that difference, and we don't really need an item. Plus we have our PvE encounter to gain some gold. Left side all day.
Looking for a keen eye here.
It doesn't even matter we slow our own stuff. It's just
Oh, you would-
we want the
I would actually
we want to
pass
self-focus.
Oh,
No
Soul Folk
way
is that
we would
good?
pass
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
It's so good because it just makes our board. Even if we don't get to do anything,
The slow
our board
charges
is
our board.
just
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, is that aquatic?
My boy.
It is, but it ruins the silencer
Nah,
CDR.
nah.
So
Yeah, it's also not aquatic.
gold tier weapon, gold tier loot.
I'm cool with loot.
Yeah, I want a feather for my. Oh, that's not bad either. I wanted a feather for my shrimp.
Yeah, that would have been nice. What's the CDR on it right now?
7.2.
So good. Crit chance is fine. I like JJ. You could get some upgrades maybe. Or you could just go for the gumballs, you know? Either or.
I think gumballs kind of fits what.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, this is the point. We want to be taking them. We have the direction. We've got shield damage on the board, you know.
Just take money.
What's in the bag? Okay. Let's think. Yeah, let's just take money.
That's what I think too.
You should know.
I wish we still had our fishing rod, because another Chimera would be amazing.
With you. But if you
But it was worth it, man. We had to get the shipwreck somehow.
Hell yeah.
Hey, he's my board, but worse.
Give us your dock lines.
I know, right?
Oh, Mantis Shrimp, you goat.
defeat does not defeat me.
Yeah?
These fights are not close.
No. We're going to start running into more problems, but hopefully we can squeeze it out by day 12. Ooh. That's tough.
I know this is crazy, but I actually think it's lost and found.
Yeah, no, I think it is. You don't have the, like, you might have the gold, but you'd have to make some agonizing decisions again, or potentially just be screwed. So, like, yeah, it's fine.
It's just like the
You
discipline.
could have also just taken the free chocolates, you know, and then looked to sell them later.
Yeah.
I probably would go skill. The Chimera upgrade has merit. At 4 seconds, it's pretty nice. But I'd probably look for skill over that personally.
Okay. What about silencer? You weren't considering that, or
5% is not enough for me at a level 13 upgrade.
okay. Extra ammo as well on shot glasses, maybe. I don't know. But we're trying to maybe remove these two items for dock lines, right? So less inclined to want to upgrade them. So. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Chimera more because it's start a fight, so it gets you going faster, you know?
Gotcha. Okay.
Ooh, is that a vehicle? The ship?
Yeah.
Holy shit! Let's go. GG's. 15% CDR. Don't even talk about it, dude. Let's not even talk about it. Hattie. Wait, we gotta play the money song.
Sorry, am I ruining your clip here? Do you need to?
No, you're good. I'm quick. Oh, and we got money.
This is a bit high roll. This game is absurd. We've had so many good middle
I
encounters.
think everything's good on Hattie. I like left side again.
You with the Gorgons? Nasty snakes.
That shit ready, bro. You already know. First thing on the stream playlist.
Tell your bosses. They're gonna pay for this.
Yeah, this is gonna sound weird, but like I kind of wish we didn't high roll so hard so I could got more out of the coaching because like
I
anytime.
genuinely don't understand why you think we're high rolling this game. Like
Really?
we've gotten some good options, but we've made very sound decisions. Like genuinely.
Okay,
I
yeah.
don't know if chat feels differently. Like we've been high rolling, but nothing about this game feels like we've been desperate and like, you know, we're like we just got to do what we can. I think it's Mantis Shrimp, by the way. Because it scales, right?
Yeah,
so when
yeah,
it does go
goes
off.
with the damage. I didn't see that.
TN is always lucky. All right, I guess we're high rolling.
No, That's
Played
not
very
true.
well, but you had definitely better than average. Yeah, above average luck, totally fair. But I feel like we set ourselves up. You know what I mean to get there. High roll is not a term I would use though. I like the reroll.
Really? Okay.
You've got the gold for it.
I was gonna take retaliatory toxins. It's just like a
Yeah, you just have no way to do anything with it. You know, if you had a freeze poison, maybe, or
I
if
mean
it was
it
earlier
opens
and
that up,
you
right?
wanted
Like
to. Yeah, but I feel like for 20 golds, for my money, I could find a lot better options, you know, than poisoning one and hopefully getting it. Oh my god, what's the right side? 20%? I mean, where are we at with the anglerfish? 6.8. I mean, I just think it's just so good. Like,
yeah, no.
it's only 5%. The left side would have also been acceptable, but
No, I think once I rerolled, I wouldn't have rerolled. I would have taken the poison them when they cast thing, but then after the reroll, I agree with that decision. I like don't even think it's close.
I may be young,
Yeah.
Captain, but I've seen my share.
bit of a high roll for sure. I don't think the outcome would be different. Probability is what it is. Playing the odds over here. We're reading the ether, you know? When you're reading the ether, everything looks like a high roll, but it's so calculated, bro. We're just setting ourselves up. And really, I'm just trying to take credit for everything. Piggybacking off TN success.
I don't know if I would have made that. Like, I would have still probably been on some kind of Sea Dogs board, like, trying to go into every large shop, trying to upgrade my Sea Dog. So, like, I'm really glad you were here to, like, talk me into the shipwreck plan.
Yeah, right. Like, when we do a hard pivot like that, I'm like, dog, how are we high rolling? Like,
Yeah, it's
we
true.
fucking sacrificed for this board.
So I'm inclined to go diamond skills here because I always like diamond skills, but maybe
yeah,
it's
once
crit.
again, like, so we have access to crit at this point. The slow skills, there's not a ton of them that actually trigger a slow.
Yep.
And diamond skills, man, can just be so good.
Okay. Just so we agree.
Oh, shit. No, it doesn't work. Wait, but the right side one, what is that? First time you use a non-weapon, charge a weapon. Fuck yeah, all day. Your shrimp's gonna go off immediately. Holy shit. That's a high roll. If you take every step of every game, luck will step out of the conversation. Good play and pattern recognition drive the type of roll one gets. My man Progger knows. That was my last student, bro. My man coming correct with it. I think instead of being full 4K spin, it would have been a 4K spin win. You'd be still so strong. Line awareness, knowing when to pivot, to what extent is essential. Yeah, we just had a great lesson on tempo last one. Oh my goodness, right side all day. Sell your wanted poster.
But what if I
So
win
what
my
is it
next fight?
when you
I'm
you
just kidding.
slow? Yeah, that's fucking nice, dude. The diamond change. I like the 5%. At 5K health, you're talking 250 health, 280, yeah. I actually would have taken the shield choice there for your ship.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
just as a call out. Mm-hmm. Here, I think you don't really care about. You probably fuck. Actually, do you care about pendulum? Like double? Nah, I was gonna say double Chimera pendulum, but
Oh, you mean from Lord of the Wastes? This thing? Yeah.
looking in.
I was trying to think if there's any. I'm inclined to just go this guy. Get Fury of Blows.
Yeah, I think that's what you want.
I assume you're here to give tribute.
And you
It
have
was
to
shield, yeah. That's my
upgrade
bad.
anyway, you know.
I'm just so used to clicking on the regen option when I go into that thing. Definitely should have
Oh
slowed
yeah,
down.
you're totally good, dude. You're totally good.
I will remember you.
Damn, we need ammo.
Return.
Easy bread.
We're gonna heal on a Chimera or what are we gonna heal on here?
I almost want to say I like the silencer, but
I think it's gotta be on something with multicast, right?
what is it?
I'm just gonna do
something
that.
that's multicasted.
Yeah.
Well, so silencer. Yeah, I mean, yeah. My only downside on the Chimera is just that it goes off right away. And that's like I think it's that all day.
Yeah, it does something that like it's basically for the 10%, right? Like we don't care about the amount, just any
It's the
amount of
cleanse.
healing.
I was just trying to think like where's the best place to get the cleanse.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, bro, we got our boy Tien in here. Make sure to go check out his channel, dude. We got his homies, his whole chat. We're having a blast, man. Glad you're having a good time. Oh, what do we got? We got oh shit, I got an ad break running. If you want to take a minute and just chat about it, if you're cool with that.
Sure, yeah, that's
I
fine.
think I missed the last one.
All
So,
good.
biggest arguments for Hyrule IC are the day 6 diamond anglerfish, random enchant, pretty early shipwreck. Yeah, that's fair. I think we got the mountain pass stuff too. The upgrade I feel like was the big one for us, but I also think we would have carried to where we are without getting that upgrade at the 20 burn we had. It was just
Yeah.
a nice like luxury pickup.
Those fights weren't close. Like we still win with gold
we've been
anglerfish.
walking on people this
Yeah.
entire run. And I feel like, we had some struggle in the beginning, but I feel like when you really take your time and set yourself up in the later game, when the pivot comes, like the flagship or the aquatic shipwreck, then we did a really, really hard pivot. It was a bit of a risk, right? We fielded like an 8 board or 9 item board.
Yeah.
But like it got us where we are now, so it's like you gotta know when it's time to take that risk, I guess.
Right. All right, so we're walking into Andy here, looking for
it's
Chimera
my
upgrades
camera.
or what?
Yeah, we're probably going Andy.
Okay.
The smaller the portions, the finer the
Yeah, something.
There you go. I was wondering what disconnected on my computer. Thanks, Zach. I don't think scope is good enough. I would reroll. Oh, you already did. Yeah, that's fine. We're ready to fight.
Rally, men! Blades to the wind!
I think a loot is probably what we're looking at.
The worst
Lupe
loot.
Fiasco, though.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
I should warn you.
You're really serious about this game to get coaching. Yeah, bro. Your boy Tien is about to fucking take over the Bazaar.
I'm serious
Alright,
about
if we
every
win
game
this,
I play.
bro, I'm gonna be so excited. Ah, man, we need ammo on our mantis shrimp. It's so unfortunate, but I think we still beat. Oh my! At the end.
He got dog walked.
Well played, my man. Well played.
GG's. Thank you for the coaching.
Easy 10. Dude, it is my pleasure, man. How'd you feel about it? What? Any takeaways? Any feedback? You know what I mean? Where we at with it?
Yeah, I appreciate you reaching out or making that post on Reddit. So for my chat and the people who are just getting here, I guess it's like I found this post on Reddit. Decided to get some coaching on this game because I've been loving it. I wanted to get better, and I think the most important thing is just getting another person's perspective, kind of just slowing you down as you play, and just kind of talking over decisions. You get a lot of just different angles and ways to see things, and then it's up to me to kind of like rewatch this and like kind of commit some of that stuff to memory because I'm in the moment of it. It's kind of hard to yeah, it's kind of hard, right? But I really enjoyed the experience. So thank you so much for offering this to players and helping us get better. So really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude. Nah, thanks so much. I appreciate the love. It's always, like you said, man, it's always good to get these different perspectives. I learned this game just by having other people teach me as we go along, and just like we all play differently. So what I'm gonna do? Okay, cool. You got your 10 win. That happens when it disconnects on a 10 piece. So I think it just started a fresh rank game.
Oh, is that what happened? Oh,
yeah.
I got my 3 chests. Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's always learning like the different perspectives and kind of, seeing how other people might play or what items they favor. Like your boy was a huge shrimp fan, and we probably wouldn't have
We've got some
committed to
shrimp
it as
enjoyers
much.
for sure.
Yeah, right. So it's like that kind of stuff always like helps me understand like, oh, well, what's strong right now? What are people building around? So definitely get a multiple perspective. If any of your people want to participate in the coaching, it's free. It's every Monday. Signups are open for the month, so hit me up, man. But I think you did really well. I think like I can see you becoming like a really, really strong player. You already have like a lot of the fundamentals down. I think like where I would challenge you is just say go out of your comfort zone, and
Yeah.
when your gut is telling you something but it doesn't feel like the optimal play necessarily, if the risks are necessary, if the risks are like reasonable, go for it, like we did with that aquatic shipwreck. Because like, if we kept the board the way we did, we never would have made it to 10 wins. We had to really decide, hey, how are we're at 7, but this isn't 10, so how are we going to get to 10? The
Right.
option presented itself, and we made it happen, even though it was super uncomfortable, and it took us a minute to like understand how to make the decision. So yeah, I look forward to doing this again with you sometime, and kind of seeing how you continue to develop. But I think you did awesome, man. You have a really strong understanding of the game for 2 weeks in. So, well played overall. And yeah, it's been a pleasure, man. Thanks so much for doing the dual stream. It was a lot of fun. And, hit me up if you ever want to collab like this again. Seriously, it was my
Cool.
pleasure.
All right, yeah, definitely. I actually, my wife came home, so I'm gonna shoot a raid over to you to you right now, and so
I appreciate
yeah.
it.
So whatever.
Well, then in that case, we'll play another round. Give
Yeah,
people a
hopefully you give
show.
them some cool Bazaar content to watch. So yeah, I appreciate
Yeah.
everything, man.
I've been-
Definitely won't be the
I've been
last
u-
time.
Yeah, bro, absolutely. Feel free to tap in with me anytime offline. And I've been using my brain so much for this game. We're about to have some degenerate monkey like one weapon build situation happen where we just force it and get real lazy. So
He
look
10
forward to
wins all the
that.
time, guys. No, it just
10 wins every day, dude.
all right. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, my G.
All
Yeah,
right.
brother, it's been a pleasure. I'll catch you around. Okay.
All right, take it easy. Bye.